I can hear the clock ticking in the back.
Can you really?
Yeah.
That's why I had the music on at the beginning.
That's all right.
It's all right.
What are we supposed to talk about?
I don't know.
Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. Every day is a new year.
If
In
you keep
this
going,
new
all
year,
those will be in the
you
new year.
get 7 days.
The biggest thing I have to make
That's
sure.
it.
That's good.
I can hear the clock ticking in the back. Can you really?
That's why I had the music. Okay, good. The last year,
Yeah,
remember
don't
how
worry.
our voices weren't synced
Oh,
because of
yeah.
the delay? I was pretty sure I fixed
Did you?
that.
You fixed it like midway through, I think.
I thought
I
that,
did.
I was gonna say I thought that we had it fixed.
I just didn't want to start like that again.
We can start like that. We have time.
So
We
what-
can delay things?
What do we want to start with today?
Do we usually start with the rankings?
No, we usually end with the rankings. We usually start with Fuck, Marry, Kill. Do you want to do the presents?
We had a little
Because
Christopher
you
Santa
were like,
Claus.
oh, I don't want to do gifts outside of...
Oh, yeah.
I want to publicize me getting you stuff because it makes me look
want
good.
to here at Brogal, we want to put you at the spot and make you feel stressed. These presents have to be winners.
Yeah.
They are winners.
Are they winners? Prove it.
They're Game of the Year winners.
Let's do this.
Should we do this after we decide what the Burl Game of the Year is, though? And then I'll be like, here's the real Game of the Year? Or should we just do it now?
We're starting with this. We are putting you on the spot.
No,
you
I
should
wanna
be
end with
sweating
Game of the Year,
bullets.
Unless we have time for another topic, I want to end with Game of the Year.
All right.
But let's start presents.
We already gave Chris his presents.
Tristan got me Rift Apart.
Uh-huh.
Connor got me a...
Pressure cooker.
It's a, Instapot. Is that
Instapot.
what a pressure cooker is?
It has a pressure cooker function.
And I gave you the ability to actually laugh when you edit.
You didn't put the presents under the tree? I did. Where are you going?
I'm getting another prop.
Tree out back. You see, when I said the tree, you thought I meant the Christmas tree. It's actually the tree in the backyard.
Bro, could
with
you
the
imagine?
dogs.
I wonder if anyone does that. They're just like, I'm gonna put my trees outside. No, it's cold. Everything would get ruined. Never mind.
Well, you could decorate an outside tree. It's just like the lights are the main concern.
Welcome back.
Ooh, rectangles.
Rectangles.
These
Is
aren't-
it all the same thing? I have a feeling it's all the same thing.
Oh, please
Let
let
me
this
sit
be
down.
like Prime Hunters or
all
something.
right, I'm gonna.
Just open them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Is it all the same thing? Why?
Because it is the Game of the Year.
It's
Like, when I played it at the beginning of this year, it is one of my favorite games of all time, legit. Like, you guys thought it was a phase. It is everything that a game should be.
I don't have anything to play this on.
You have a DS.
It's dead.
Yeah, I will get you a DS.
That's next year.
Next
Now
year.
it's all complete.
Jenga.
Can we mix them all up and
No.
see if we remember who's
Well, I
the-
deleted the save file. I deleted the save files on all of them so that you have to start fresh.
Ooh, it's even got the manuals in them.
Yeah, everything is intact on all three. I was surprised.
That's sick.
Except mine, I completed the file, so I'm hiding it.
It doesn't matter. Does it go by cartridge or by console?
Cartridge.
It's
cartridge.
cartridge.
It is.
Do we want to move on from the best game to Fuck,
To the
Marry,
worst?
Kill?
Sure.
Now, did you put Elite Beat Agents characters in your FMK?
No, I only put games we streamed.
Okay.
Well, there's technically two sets of.
I don't know how we would ever
Elite
stream. If
characters.
we wanted to stream the game,
Uh,
well, it's in the category of games we want Tristan to play, just not on the
Who's-
channel.
who's
but-
going first?
The problem is, like, Elite Beat Agents has all licensed music,
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
and
Do you want to
it's-
start with you or end with you?
We can start with me and I can pass it down.
It's also on DS, so we'd have to like mod a Wii U to be able to play it.
I'm also wearing my patented Sony shirt.
And my patented.
I think I
Go May
wore.
Not
I think I
Race
wore
car
this
shirt.
last year too.
It's like the only shirt you have.
I know.
All right.
Get your phones ready for if you need a reference photo.
The first three. Alex Yick calls you vaguely ethnic in bed.
What's he from?
Rodan from Bayonetta
Okay.
and Chica from Kaguya.
Do you know who that is?
Is that a
She's
counter-anime?
17, so she's dying.
Damn, Shrek, said every 10-year-old,
Yeah?
17-year-old.
I don't think I should marry children.
Married with children.
Yeah, I know her because she has the
I'm
stupid
showing
dance
Chris.
meme.
Yeah.
Which means I don't get to kill Alex, sadly.
You have to marry Alex. You don't want him to call you vaguely ethnic in bed.
I feel like I have to marry Rodan.
Wait,
Who do I kill? The child, or the one who acts like one? Actually, how old is Chica? Do we know? Is she a senior?
She was a third year.
A third year? Yeah, so she should be 18.
How old is Chica and Kaguya?
In the beginning, she was only 17 or 16.
She's 18.
All right, cool. I guess I'll fuck the one that's legally of age, kill the guy who'd call me vaguely ethnic in bed, and marry the guy who makes demon arms.
I lied. It said 17.
What the fuck? Show's been over for a year. It's fine.
I was 17 once.
Oh, we don't have a garbage bin.
You got Chris.
Eat it.
It's Chris's turn.
Oh. Just throw him on the table then.
Put him in your cocoa.
All right, Chris gets
Tristan, Sharky, and
And
Connor
Connor's-
Monster Hunter OC.
the character creation.
You'll get to that soon enough.
I'll just take your word. My own pick. Al-Zalam from Medieval Resurrection.
Which one is
He's
that?
the genie guy that lives in his head.
Oh.
Ben!
So just put that as kill.
It has to be killed.
Yeah.
They killed him off in the remake. The second remake. And Maki Zenin from Jujutsu.
Hold on. Let me get a picture. Fucking stop and let me get the picture.
Hold on, wait,
Mikey's
Connor.
in
This was
jujitsu.
you, right? Is this where she is in the manga or the anime?
Well, I haven't seen through the manga, so I would be the anime.
Okay, so she's a child.
Everyone's a child. You're a child.
I can drink.
Well, we kill Al-Zalam,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you have to.
We'll
Are you gonna marry all three monster hunters? That's a big commitment.
Bro, that's insane. Do you want to fuck us all?
Yeah, I'll marry Maki and I'll fuck all three of you.
Yes!
All right, keep in mind this has to be the catsuit outfit for me then.
Because see,
Alright.
fucking all three of you is a little easier than marrying all three of you. Like,
Yeah,
how do you
but you have
legally go
to-
about that?
Just in sequence.
Oh, like marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry.
No, you can be married to more than one person in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have Henry Stickmin.
It's not the greatest plan.
Neo Angelo Virgil from Devil May Cry 1. And Kratos from God of War.
Oh man, you have to choose between man who's defeated by backshots.
Don't word it like that.
It's
Hey,
true,
Connor,
and
you
that's
mind
what
rinsing
happens
my
if you
mug
pick
out?
fuck.
Because I just drank
Rinse it.
hot chocolate out of it and now I want soda. I was gonna rinse it with the spray and see how it tasted, but like I don't know if I want to do that.
That doesn't sound
I'm
great.
gonna kill Neo Angelo Virgil. I'm gonna fuck Kratos because they sounded like they liked it in the game.
It's a gameplay
die after?
mechanic.
Yeah, and I'm gonna marry Henry Stickmin.
It's a gameplay mechanic. It's all right. They always say just come back for more, so they do survive.
Ah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Connor, it's your turn. It's Connor's turn.
Make this brisk.
Okay.
Parasol from Skullgirls.
Gross.
Did I put that?
No, it was me. I couldn't think of anyone else.
Bowser.
Oh, because we didn't complete it. I didn't put it on.
Oh, Bowser's on there twice.
Granddad from Mario Party DS.
We-
Now
Yeah.
you're gonna have to find a picture for that.
Not-
I didn't know what you were talking about.
It's not Granddad. It's...
Granddad Flintstone?
I'm just gonna look
That's
up and see if I
Parasol.
find it. I found
Cute.
him.
Oh my god.
An OC in Mario Party.
I remember him.
What was the other one?
Bowser.
Just straight up Bowser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, get him a picture of Parasol.
You know
I
something?
just
He did.
Okay.
You know something?
I'll tell you this, Parasol's rich.
I'll tell you this. Bowser's a
Nazi.
good dad.
We're gonna kill Granddad.
I'll tell you this. Bowser's a winner.
I mean, you could just let him
Killing
die.
the old man?
I would say
We wait in the 2 weeks?
I would say that Peach keeps getting kidnapped, which kind of means that he's probably good at fucking, right? So
You're gonna marry
Sure,
Parasol?
fucking that.
Oh, she's rich. That's right.
Yeah.
Parasol.
She's one of the Medicis.
You're a
That definitely
Medici.
means something.
It's the last name.
So, it's in the dictionary next to sexy rock.
That sounds so
He's
nice.
touching the Seki Seki. Seki Seki.
All right. So we have Gun Tank from Gundam, the entire gun tank.
You guys are
Can you
cool.
kill Gun Tank?
We have Neon Violet, and we have Neon Red. Bitch who won't kill me, bitch who will kill me, bitch I'll ask.
I have to
kill
ask, which
me.
one did you put?
You put Violet, I put Red.
You
Okay.
you both did Neon. I thought this was the same person. I put Gun Tank.
So you want to marry Guntank?
If I marry Gun Tank, I get to have Gun Tank in my home.
What about the other two? Who are you gonna marry? Who are you gonna fuck? And who are you gonna kill?
You hated Violet though.
Both of these two are
I feel like Violet
annoying.
would be-
Yeah.
Both of these two are annoying.
I may not survive it. But
I didn't get like a Sonic movie reaction when Violet died. Sadly, like no one really got up and
This one?
clapped.
Mix the Sprite in with the rice.
I think I
Sprites.
kill Red and fuck
What would-
Violet. I guess
what-
since they both
what if you
would die
cooked-
in that
What
scenario.
if you cooked
Fuck
rice
Red?
with
I
Sprite?
fuck
What would it
Violet,
taste
kill
like, I
Red.
wonder?
That way,
Sprite
they both
battered
just stay
rice.
dead after the
Sprite
game.
battered rice.
That's fair.
But you got that lime in there, you know.
Got that rook in
I'm
there.
gonna get Lyme disease.
Chris's turn.
I had to marry Gun Tank.
Roxy from Shoku Tensei.
You get a picture.
I picked up two. Mia from Resident Evil
I'm
7.
sad that you didn't get it because I wanted.
and Anne Flores from Ano Mutation.
Why? Why her? Don't worry, she's 300.
Ew, anime.
On Mia,
Yeah.
Mia and Roxy. You got me, you, and
Let's-
Connor choices.
We'll kill Mia
Wow.
Who's Mia?
from Resi
That's a
7.
Resi 7.
Resi 7 Mia.
She won't stay dead.
That's the thing.
No, if you set her on fire enough.
I guess marry Roxy and fuck on.
Hey, at least she was the first choice this time. Let's really mix this up. Alright, we got... Wow, that's big. A2. A2.
The boy.
We got... Alexandra from The Veil.
You
See,
don't
I
see him.
I wanted to put somebody from the Veil as a joke.
And then Olimar from Pikmin.
Oh, you gotta marry Olimar.
You got it. Yeah.
He's already married though. He's taken.
Yeah,
so
he's
tiny.
married to you.
Alexandra, you don't see anyone in the game, so it's Love is Blind.
Well, here's the
game.
thing. We do get a visual description of him that he is
Girl.
one of the...
Alexandra's the main girl.
Oh, Alexandra and not
Yeah.
Alexander.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexandra, the girl we don't get a description of.
But she's royalty, so...
She is rich, yeah. You might have to fuck Olimar.
And she could beat my ass in a fight, which is kind of hot.
With her eyes closed?
So I'd have to kill Olimar. He's also this like smaller than a penny.
Yeah, I feel like if you tried to fuck him, he'd die anyway.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fuck A2, even though she'll kill me. Kill Olimar, even though he killed me, and then marry Alexandra. Could she kill me? She could probably
Don't
whip my ass.
Put your dick
She
in
has
the
magic.
gears.
Don't put your dick in Pikmin.
Don't put your dick in the skim milk.
Don't put your dick in crazy.
Don't put your dick in Pikmin.
phone
Pick milk.
Vela
Henry
Vela.
from Jet Force Gemini.
Is that the main person?
You'll see in a second.
Dante.
Dante?
Mhm.
Just straight up Dante.
Like from his Inferno?
Ryoko.
Oh, from Nadesco?
Yeah.
That's Vela. She got a stupid gun in her hand, but that's her.
She looks kind of stupid.
Yeah, she's from an N64 game. How about you play good games?
You can't kill Dante.
Oh, you can. He'll just like
Get
sort
up.
of.
We're
be mad
gonna
about it.
fuck Dante. We're
But he
gonna-
thinks shredding a guitar is sex. Do you
We're-
want to fuck Dante?
we're gonna get Vela.
Hey,
we're gonna
listen,
Vela
you get some guitar strings on
killed,
you. It'll be
and
great.
We're gonna marry Ryoko.
Which one is
so she
Ryoko?
deserves
Is
it.
that red, green hair?
Green hair?
If you want to kill Vela, just play the game.
Just want to kill Vela? Wait till her second design.
Oh. Yeah. Hers is only like slightly worse. At least she's not in a tank.
casket?
No. At least she's not in a tank though.
Put your body in
All right. Number 1,
Number
we have Frank Horrigan from Fallout, the super mutant for the fucking U.S. government. We have Senshi, Dungeon Meshi. Am I getting all the ones that I made?
This is rigged.
Actually,
And the Xenomorph from Alien. I put all 3 of these in.
I was gonna put Senshi too, so
I put in Senshi. I also put in Frank Horrigan and the Xenomorph. I think just like out of pride, I have to kill Frank Horrigan. He thinks being a super mutant is bad, even though he is a super mutant. B, calling you a mutant for walking outside, and C, it's just kind of dick.
Yeah.
Which means I'm probably gonna marry Senshi for the food and like the dungeon loot, which means I have to fuck a Xenomorph.
Hey, they give birth real fast.
Okay, but am I? It's the Xenomorph, so that's the female and not the face hugger, which is the male.
Yeah.
Is that how it
So
is?
I'm probably gonna die.
don't you remember this scene in American Dragon? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where it's the kissing booth.
What?
Hold on, just a minute.
Oh.
Why is this one so small?
Is it Olimar again?
Smaller.
Small
Fern
amount.
from Freerun.
Oh, I gotta look up that.
That's a kid. She's like 16.
Connor didn't read the rules.
So
Kira from Jack and
technically,
Daxter.
She's a kid.
technically, she starts as a kid but grows up as the show goes on.
Okay.
To 17.
No, she's an adult. She has kids.
She got purple hair. She's your type.
And Bowser and the Rob legs. Which I understand. You all remember Bowser and the Rob legs.
Yes.
Connor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Connor, can you please stop kicking the table?
That's where the microphone is.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Beans.
Alright. I'll marry
What's up, Beans?
Fern.
So
I'll fuck Kira.
Oh, you
Because
got,
Jack won't.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll have to kill Bowser and the Rob legs. I'm
Damn,
sorry, Bowser.
that sucks.
My own pig gone.
we should add a pile for the fuck. Mary
I just want to,
kills.
like, it's so much power to be able to kill something with such a powerful pose, though.
Do you think next year we should have it so we can't pick from our own and we pick one from each person's?
That might be hard to, like, coordinate.
Well, we
It's
could just
4
have it in
bowls.
separate buckets and just label them.
But you want to pick other people's.
But that-
You get one
Oh.
of each.
Oh, so, like, have a Connor Bowl, a Sharky Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Super Bowl.
Yo.
Oh, it's your girl, I guess.
Yep.
I got Spyro.
This is what he does on his
specific-
days off.
Spyro specifically from Astrobot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it's not. It may be Spyro, but we're not sure.
Bloodborne Astrobot was on mine. Was on my mind, but I didn't put it in.
Rosalina from Super Mario Galaxy.
How did I not think to put her?
And Sundown Kid from Live a Live.
How did I know to put him?
These are two. One is mine. I was Rosalina.
Okay.
Gotta
Two
kill.
are mine.
Gotta kill.
The Sundown Kid.
You gotta kill.
This is the hardest
Who you
choice
gonna
I've
kill?
ever had to make. Spyro, Rosalina, or Sundown Kid. They're equal.
Remember, it may not
they're
be
equals
Spyro.
in my heart.
But it may not be Spyro.
But I can't fuck or marry a dragon. I have
Well-
to kill Spyro.
Well, here's the thing. In
I
his
gotta-
description for
I think-
Astrobot, it says last spotted in the Skyland, so that's Skylander Spyro.
With the design of Reignited Spyro.
That's fucked. I gotta fuck Sundown Kid because he's not gonna stick around if I marry him. He's gonna leave me with the kids. Are you kidding me? And then I gotta marry Rosalina.
That might still happen if you
You'll be
just
king of
fuck
the
him.
galaxy.
Yes, sir. What we got?
And also, if you want Sundown Kid dead, just play the game.
Noelle from Black Clover. Sarah Kerrigan from StarCraft.
Is
Wait,
Connor
is
gonna-
that before or after?
after? And Bayonetta Brian.
Okay, I have to explain who Bayonetta Brian is. Bayonetta Brian is an extremely annoying man. Bayonetta is his favorite game. He has only ever played Puzzle Bobble.
Persona 5 is his favorite game, and he's only ever played Puzzle Bobble.
And he's super insufferable about Bayonetta.
Well, I guess
He's
we kill-
Bayonetta Brian!
We kill him.
We're killing Bayonetta Brian?
That's
Yeah.
fucking awful.
We're probably fucking Sarah and marrying Noelle because Noelle's rich.
She's rich. Violet B said Brogal merch when? Only we get the Brogal merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have customized mugs that will only go on sale if one of us dies, and they're going to charity.
They're going to church.
The money and the mugs. We lose everything.
This bro got patented
And the
rice.
body.
Yeah. Find that on our website. bro/gal/fuck Mary cow. You know what I'm saying?
Ayane from Anno Mutationum. I'm gonna
You
need a
put her?
photo.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a lot of characters that you
Those
guys
are the
have.
only two in the game.
Leomon from Digimon.
Yeah.
And then Corsica Hi-Fi Rush. So, what's sad here is I was gonna say kill Leomon because I know he reincarnates, but I really don't like her design.
She's also in a wheelchair or like bedridden for most of the game until she's not.
So she just like gives up on being disabled.
No, she's still in a wheelchair at the end of the game. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
She's still getting wheeled out.
No, she's in a bed for the whole game and then she's in a wheelchair at the
Yeah.
end. But then in the front cover of the game, she's standing
hold on,
up.
Shark. You're really gonna kill a cripple? Are you kidding me?
Hang on, but then in the front cover of the
Ender-
game,
Ender
she
Misery.
stands up.
because it's a
Reasons to
hologram.
kill Ayane.
Ender
I
Misery,
don't want
Chris.
her. The staircase is right there.
I feel like you would hate her though. Yeah, I feel like you would hate her if you played the game.
I guess I'll marry Corsica because she works for a big corporation and is one of the heads, and then I fuck Leomon because I'm getting fisted of the beast flame.
We're almost done. One at a time, guys.
One at a time.
I know y'all want me. Chisato from Lycoris Recoil.
Lacquerous, but yeah. Hold on. That's a counter choice.
Juliet Starling.
You're gonna die.
From
Oh,
I don't know where
shit.
she's from. I didn't write it.
unlabeled.
Oh, is it not?
It is, but like I didn't. write it.
Shit.
You're from Spy Family.
I'll look up you.
I need a picture of Juliet.
Oh, is that
Chisato.
Lollipop Chainsaw?
Yeah.
I think that's the main character from Lollipop Chainsaw.
Hey, Richard.
Hi,
Just in
Richard.
time.
Richard.
Oh, the main girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the main girl is the child Anya, but yeah.
This is a tough one.
I would say kill Chisato, but you won't.
I might.
And you can't kill Yor either. Juliet Starling, you've got the best odds against of the three, honestly.
I guess I'll
Well,
kill.
it's not like you have to fight him to the death.
Mm.
Again,
She's in
like
her
I
sleep.
said, the staircase is right there.
Actually,
Don't
you
worry, tell me
shouldn't-
anything.
You shouldn't fuck or marry her because she's happily married already.
Correct. Don't ruin.
Well,
the
so
marriage.
is Olimar.
But if you kill her, no matter what he does, he ruins a family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, kill Chisato, I guess.
Poor Chisato.
Fuck
She already
Juliet.
has a heart condition, alright?
You're fucking Juliet. Do you really want to put your dick in
I
crazy?
don't think she's got. She can take more than one head.
Oh.
And I'll marry your.
Yeah.
So I've just ruined everybody.
It's a good choice.
Ruin all of their lives.
Oh, by
Yeah.
the way, I put second choices in case like somebody else put them.
Yeah.
I know for Juliet, I put second choice Nick Head.
Just
And
the head of the
Well-
guy who's just like, ah, fuck, it's yellow.
You're gonna have to get
because
a
he
picture.
is just a head.
Sonia from Shockman. You're gonna have to get a
Yeah.
picture.
And then for Ano, I put Ano. Anna's the first choice. Ayane is the second choice, but then the third choice is the corn salesman.
Yeah.
Darkness Games says, huh?
Amelia from ReZero, Sonia from Shockman, and Saki from Sin and Punishment. I'm just killing Saki right now. I'm just telling you that right now.
I mean, he dies in the game and then just like, gets resurrected.
Yeah. Fuck that.
So maybe he'll just be fine.
I think. Oh, that's the
You
third
remember
game. There's
Amelia.
4 Shockman games.
Do I remember Amelia? No.
Do you remember Roll?
She's the main girl, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
Sonia from Shockman, like the girl you play as.
Oh, we get the full art of her instead of the sprite.
Okay, I'm gonna. I don't want to fuck Sonia. I guess I have to fuck Sonia and marry Amelia. It's what I have to do.
She may be a robot, but I'm not sure.
We just said that's son number 2. Oh. Oh my god, how old is son number 2? His name is Darkness Gaming.
Well, it's games.
Oh, is it?
So when he opens up a game, he just goes to the gamma slider and turns that all the way.
Dude, he's the opposite of me. I turn that shit all the way up.
And that shit's dark.
What do we got?
Hori from Horimiya.
Horimiya.
Oh, Egg Time.
Okay. 2B.
Or not to be. Alas for Yorick.
Is that
Did
a
you
question?
put A2 or did?
I put A2.
So I put 2B as first choice, A2 as second choice,
And
Pascal
Pascal.
as third choice.
The biker from Hotline Miami.
Oh, you're gonna have to get a picture of Biker.
There's no picture of Biker. It's just the heads.
Yeah, the picture of his fucking face. Biker is one of the only people who has a fucking face.
There. Here you go.
Is that the helmet or is that his face?
Do you like him? He's all
Yeah,
ears.
we'll
if
never
you-
know.
He's dead.
He's all ears if you
He
want
looks
him.
already dead.
Did you show him the beat up sprite?
I've shown them both.
I think we're marrying Hori and fucking 2B because 2B.
I mean, 9S wanted to.
Or
That is an extremely suspicious way to phrase that, Richard. Let's say he's 18.
Ah. Is it because I have the channel restricted?
16.
Okay, this is definitely three. They're tangled. Ugh.
Yeah, Tristan's
Who
not
put
very
Tangled
good at
on there?
Doing stuff.
Elster from Signalis.
Oh, you already know that one. Okay.
You already know who it fucking is.
Todo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
That's
Fuck, this
crazy.
is already hard.
Connor House Franklin.
What?
Wait, oh, for me, I was like, nobody put the Noses Darkness games. I just missed the whole name.
Were you
Mikey
were
said
you trying to Google my new
Kurusu,
turtle?
and the subtitle for where it's from is just "Y'all better know."
Well, I don't know. Enlighten me.
You
Can I
tried to
get
say
an image?
How
It's
as in
Steins Gate.
how
I
is?
didn't watch Science.
How? What are you doing? How?
I think he's trying to say Connor. How is Franklin? But he wrote house.
Connor, you have to house Franklin. Oh yeah, she's dead.
No, Connor's
Maybe
from.
that microwave will let you save her, but
No,
whatever.
Connor, you're from.
Yeah.
Connor, you're from House Franklin.
I think I
Like
have
the,
to.
is it because
Like
you're?
Harry Potter.
Is it because you have a turtle?
Yes.
Are you now House Franklin?
His name is Franklin. Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
How does
How
Darkness
not
Games know
house?
this?
Because it's.
I think
Rick's second
sadly I have
The
to
son.
marry Elster, the horror protagonist, because Toto's ability goes off whenever he claps. So that shit's gonna go crazy.
That's fucked.
I'm right.
You know, we're really almost done.
Oh.
Yuri
Yeah, give him a
Sakazaki
house.
from Yuri
He has a
Sakazaki.
house.
What the fuck?
Because I didn't put it was from Art of Fighting, and you just wrote that she's from herself.
Ew.
My bad.
Here
Here you go. Just in case you didn't know.
Power from Chainsaw Man.
Now I have to look one up.
Use your phone.
Power Chainsaw Man.
And Fina from East. See, I put Fina or Rhea.
God, that second image makes her look French.
I know. We. What was the last
We
one?
know.
Fina.
Oh,
I put Fina or Rhea because they're both twins. Like, you could, it doesn't matter.
I almost put Ray as a joke.
And that's from Yeast, not
Yeah.
from fucking Tales in the Sky.
Yeah, same company.
Same name. It's same spelling too. It's Fina.
Rhea's the one that plays the harmonica, so Fina's dead.
Wow, it's harmonica or nothing, huh?
I guess I'll marry Power and fuck Yuri. She
Marrying
goes.
Power.
Her home stage is the gym.
And
Marrying Power is such a crazy.
what? You don't want to go to the gym
Alright. We got
I do, but like,
Buzz.
from Buzz?
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be Buzz Lightyear.
Miku from Quintuplets. Which one's that?
Headphones.
Oh, I thought
Headphones.
Hatsune Miku was on the list, and I was gonna get really upset.
I'm
that I
glad
didn't
you
get
got
her.
that one because I put it on just for you.
And Rekko from Ushihime-sama. I gotta marry Buzz. He's got a good career going on.
No, he does not.
Not anymore.
When was his last game?
He died.
I'm gonna have to kill Miku. I'm sorry, Connor.
It's
And,
okay.
and fuck Rekko. Have you seen Rekko? Oh.
I haven't.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you know where it's at.
God damn. In certain artworks, yes. In certain
Yeah.
artworks, no. You're gonna have to look up Ushihime-sama.
I got you.
Yeah.
Mm,
All right, you're forgiven this one time. Oh, I only have.
They have figures.
Well,
They don't
what
look
am I
very
gonna
good.
get, guys?
What is
It's
it?
only
What is
three
it?
left.
What is it? Pain
Pain
Wheel.
Wheel.
He got both Skullgirls characters.
I did.
can you please get
That's
the image
kinda
from
lucky
Painwheel
me.
Skullgirls?
I got it.
Luca from Bayonetta. Which one's Luca?
Lucas,
The
the
dude.
guy. The guy that's
guy.
like swinging around.
He's like blames Bayonetta for everything, kind of like he's Bayonetta Brian.
Oh yeah.
Her name's Carol.
And
That
sign.
doesn't anything
Sign
for
from
you.
Ori.
Ori, who did sign?
Oh, me. Literally just a ball of light.
Oh,
Which
it's the,
sign?
it's the light
It's
ball.
a, it's
That's
a,
what
it's
it
a,
From
bu-
Ori?
it's a, it's
Oh.
a, it's a, it's a spirit butterfly. But it's
The
not a ball,
Orion
but-
sign, the light ball is sign.
How do you fuck a ball of light?
That's why I put it on there. To
That's the
raise
question
que-
we're
the
here
question.
to answer. Richard said, "Do you guys have a good Christmas?" Did we answer that?
No.
Horrible.
Alright.
Anyway,
That
Um,
wasn't that great.
I'm getting upset with myself
I
because
guess
like
we
I didn't
fuck
really like
sign.
finish the N on the end of your name and like the top right two ones. Like
I guess we
it could be an
fucking-
R if you just shave a little bit
We
off.
fuck sign.
Trister.
We kill Luca, and we marry Skullgirl's girl.
did you drop
You're
it?
You're marrying Carol. You're marrying Painwheel.
He loves Carol.
Wait, did he see the face without the mask, or did he just see the mask?
I just saw a child, and I.
Alright, we're done. That was fun. That was really quick.
Yeah.
Good job.
Now we can get into our yearly game rankings.
Alright. So I did open this on my phone. Just if you guys recommend games that I wasn't there for, I'll write them down.
Mhm.
Signal us.
Alright.
That
I
was-
know you guys already did it earlier this year, but do it again anyway.
All right.
Signalis
Can't-
is a game you'd actually like because it's based off of like early era Resident Evil, where
Mhm.
it's fixed camera and.
I think I
that
did
type of
rank it like
horror.
I ranked it up there because I remember like seeing a little bit of it. It might already be on my wish list.
Who
But
can
anyway.
anyone guess what the lowest?
I think
one
it's
is?
Yick.
It's got to be Yick or Use.
you can use it.
Yick, yep. Yick is number. So there's ties. So there's not 56 slots, but
Mm.
47 is Yick.
That makes sense. That man would call you vaguely ethnic in bed.
That's the best line in the game. He's like, "You kind of look vaguely ethnic." It's like
And everyone
says
goes,
that?
"What the fuck?"
the whole game is what the fuck.
Well, not the whole game is what the fuck, because there's a lot of decisions where you're just like, who let you live?
Who even let the dogs out?
The game, supposedly, this was said by the director, is supposed to be about a guy who kind of sucks becoming better and like taking responsibility for his actions, but he doesn't get better.
But they forgot the second
All of
part.
his actions just get resolved for him. He takes no action on his own. He doesn't get a job to help his mom. He doesn't save his friends from the impending doom. He, in fact, forces them to stay and let them all die. And in the end, he calls you Alex Yick, which is the greatest insult of all time.
Yeah, the player is the guy he's talking to because they do the thing in the beginning of the game where since Earthbound becomes predictable as fuck, where it's like, "Hey, what's your name?"
Mhm.
And then it hits you at the end where it's like,
And
"It's
then
you."
it also
You're
does
a
things
version of
like,
me.
who's the smartest woman you know? And I put in my name. So the ending party was fucking insane.
We should have put that character in the Fuck, Marry, Kill. You as the smartest woman you know.
I am the smartest woman I know, sadly.
Yeah, there's not much to say about Yick. I think there's a kind of charm to it, but it still sucks.
There's a charm to it if you can't read
I never
or
played
listen
it. I didn't play it, but
or
I
play it.
heard you guys talking about it, so I
I at least
put it
watched
at
the
very
like
bottom.
you showed me the review of
Specifically
it.
for
Yeah,
that reason.
because the review is like it goes over why it sucks, but then talks about like why there's some parts that's like alright.
It could have been saved. It
If-
wasn't.
If Kerbifer wasn't the main character, it's funny because me and you always talk about it, but Yuri of Wind, the guy that everyone was like criticizing for like even being a part of the game, and he didn't even want to be a part of the game, was the one that gave the best voice performance of the game.
He does have the
surprisingly.
best performance. There's also this weird thing where it's like, again, you're supposed to be a bad person who gets better. That's what the director said. So you can turn consequences on in the game, and it's basically just makes it so your decisions can make the character Yuri plays kill himself or not. And if you have him kill himself and then contact his ghost, even after you deliberately turn consequences on, the first thing he does is say that it isn't your fault and that you can't blame yourself. Which is just
Or
not
it's
how
not that
any
you
of that
not that you
works.
can't blame yourself. He was like, "There's nothing you can do about it." Like,
Even though
know
you turned on
could.
consequences,
Yeah.
so this is deliberately your fault.
Correct.
Next one.
I just remember a comment on the town where like Awada's grave is. It's like it's nice to know that Awada got buried in this shithole of a town. And I want to be like also in 1999, mind you.
Here's the thing. That's not even like a town. It's like 2 houses and a trailer park.
Yeah, it's kind. It's barely anything. It's just stupid. I wish they didn't put that in. They didn't know.
Yeah,
Awada.
it was really insulting, honestly.
I feel like that your experience with that game was like when we played Tome last year.
Tome was a better game.
That's
And like I had low expectations and was disappointed.
Tome at
Yeah.
least like with Tome, every action took input, when you
Mm.
fought. But Yik, everything that happens, whether
It's
you
a
have to
mini
dodge
game.
attacks or attack or do whatever,
It's like a whole mini game.
It's a whole mini game you have to do. Fights a normal fight can last like 5 to 10
And
minutes.
the better your equipment gets, the longer the minigame gets.
Correct.
Mhm.
So it's like, at least Tomy was like, just hit this button like 4 times.
Did
I'm
you
like, "Alright."
did Yik crash from playing the game?
Yes,
All right.
we had it crash.
I can't remember when.
I literally said, I'm going to save just in case we
Yeah,
crashed.
that's right. He was like, I'm gonna save just in case this crashes, and then
'Cause this
5
game's
seconds
kinda
later, the
shitty.
crash.
I don't trust
Alright,
this game. I'm
next.
gonna save in case it
46th place, Cyber Citizen Shockman.
Yeah, that was my
That
pick.
would fucking sucks.
crashes. I could definitely see like some potential going into it because it looks like that one game where you're playing as the two ninjas, but it just plays way too slow.
Mystical Ninja.
Yeah, it looks like it could kind of play like Mystical Ninja, but then it just moves way too slow
It's
in a way that's
unforgiving.
infuriating, and there's like way too much flow and no forward momentum ever.
Mhm.
I blame-
It's like a shovelware side.
I
scroller.
blame that game and Yeast for me and Chris not finishing our list this year.
I blame Nier, but we played those in between. When
Well,
were
we
doing
wouldn't
it.
have finished Mother 3, but we would have finished Dexter and Jet Force Gemini.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't play Shockman beforehand. I didn't like think it was gonna be great at all. But it was just when I got the Turbo Graphics thing, it was like, oh, this is gonna be the first game I get for it.
Yeah.
And it was just really bad. And insult to injury is it's now on like the eShop and like you can just get it on modern consoles with save states, rewind, it's in English and everything. That would have made the game playable.
Hold that thought. Are you dead ass searching iFunny next to me right now during the middle of our fucking podcast?
What's he gonna say about Shockman?
I don't
Be
have
honest.
any comments about this.
So enjoy the company of your friend.
I don't enjoy
I just
this.
looked over and I saw a Bug's Life, and I'm like, what are you even looking at?
Better games. Yeah, Shockman was not good. I just played the sequel because I downloaded that on the eShop, and it was better in every way, but that still leaves you with like a mid game.
Yeah, if
I
it's
could only get
better
through
in
it-
every way and it's only like middling.
Yeah,
that's
we got like 2 stages in, and we were like,
This sucks.
we're good.
YouTube video.
Alright, next.
Darkness Games
Oh.
said I've played a game called Detroit Become Human. Do you like that one?
That's
we're gonna
on
find
this
out, right?
list.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
No. That's not on this list because we talked about that last year when me, Connor, and Sharky
I-
played it.
Said you might want to put that on this list because your dad played it, but we also have already rated it.
Yeah, we talked about it last year.
I
Yeah.
don't think your
Go back to
father-
last year's stream.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
How dare you ask questions?
Fuck. Okay.
asking questions in our interactive chat room.
45 is it me and Sharky milk inside a bag of milk. It's not a game.
It's like a very thin visual novel.
It's a very thin visual novel you can beat in about 10 minutes, and there's almost no variety to what you can do. It's literally just point A to point B, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's like minor dialogue changes. There's like a few different arts you could miss. That's it.
Yeah, that's enough said about that. And the soundtrack makes me want to kill myself. 44 is Medieval Resurrection, which I am surprised is this low.
I hated it so much.
I think the
I'm-
gameplay was fine.
I'm not
At best.
because you told me they added Isun but Scottish.
Yes.
That is the worst addition you can make to a game.
It definitely, my biggest complaints come from like the story and the writing because they
Yeah.
just shat all over the first Medieval. Because the first Medieval is kind of like a spiral level of charm where like it's just characters talk to you and
it's a
Dan has like
timepiece in a way when you go back to the first one because it's PS1, right?
yeah.
So you get to like see that sort of like PS1 era of like game making.
I will say, I found out that Medieval Resurrection's music did end up a lot of their songs ended up getting remixed into the new games, the PS4
Yeah.
version soundtrack.
Yeah, I think like the music was fine and all. Gameplay was definitely a little bit better, but not by much.
Yeah.
This
They
game
took
was
out-
not made by
there was-
Sega.
there
They
was-
do not have the excuse to have the music be better than the entire video game.
They took the worst levels out, I think, and replaced them with new ones, but the new levels weren't great either.
The new ones weren't great. They weren't as bad as the ones they took out, but the
Yeah.
biggest sin for me was the shovelware like
Mini
mini
games.
games.
Yeah, that's why I said the gameplay sucked. It's like they added
That
mini
new
games.
middle town area
Mhm.
that's like
They added
like,
a carnival.
Yeah, it's like a carnival.
There were only a
And-
couple mini games that were required. You had to like shoot the ducks.
Yeah, you only had to do it like 3 times in the whole game, but
Mm.
those 3 times made me want to cry.
But just all the jokes, like everything became a joke. Like characters couldn't go a sentence without making
Yeah.
a joke. Like the whole narration in the beginning of the game, which is I put as like the second choice if you picked the genie guy. I was like whatever the doctor's name was as the narrator. Like it was a previous
Oh,
Doctor
yeah.
Who doctor who did the narration.
Oh, fuck.
Tom something.
Tom
10 or no 9?
Tom Hiddleston?
No.
Something like that?
Yeah, I think that's 9.
Something like that.
One of the doctors, yeah, he's the narrator and the Grim Reaper. And
The Grim Reaper should have been on the FMK.
but yeah, horrible game. I had low expectations and it completely disappointed me.
Yeah.
Worst of the PSP games we played, obviously, because it's the bottom of the list. But like,
Yeah.
Well, that's also the remake specifically,
Mhm.
so it's not a PS1 game.
43. I'm sorry, Connor. If you want, you can look at your phone. Yume Nikki.
The original Yume Nikki is an interesting experience. Playing it for the format that it has to be on the channel sucked.
Yeah.
You guys played a lot of shit games. Like
Why
I
is your
haven't played
laptop
any
there?
of these.
So you can
No.
tell what Tristan's choices are and what Chris's choices are,
Why?
because they're all at the bottom of the list.
Yik was your
Anyway,
choice.
Yik was my choice on purpose.
You
put
had
me
the
through Hyrule
worst
Warriors.
choice.
You had the worst choice of the year.
Yeah, I did that to you on purpose because you did Hyrule Warriors to me,
I'm taking my
Mhm.
shirt
And
off.
then I
Not
ended
my
up liking
shirt,
Yik.
but like this.
which is sad.
Not liking Yik, but finding a charm in Yik.
Uh,
What were we
Don't mind
talking
me.
about? Oh, Yume Nikki. It's very much like you're not supposed to complete it game.
You're supposed to like occasionally look into it, find some stuff, take a break.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to like show everything off, which is
Yeah.
what we had to do.
We didn't
New
have
hell
that.
concoction, Yume Yiki. It's just awful.
When I was coming up with my list of games in order,
We just
Um,
said so. Detroit is not in this year's list. No, because we literally just talked about it last year. It'd be more of the same stuff we talked about last year.
It's fine. It's a David Cage game.
Heavy Rain's on here.
when I was making my list, I literally had the best games up top, the middling games in the middle, the games I haven't played, and then the bottom games that I either knew that were bad or that I played and were bad. And most of the games that you guys played that I've played before were pretty good.
That's why they got played again.
Yeah.
I would, well,
There
well,
were
Connor
so
was
many games that I had no idea about.
well,
the
Connor
milk one.
while Connor was editing his document. I had access to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I typed at the top, "I see you," and he never. I didn't even get any text back. I was like,
I
what
didn't
the
see
fuck?
that. What
Ah.
I was doing it on my phone, so I didn't see the whole page at the same time.
42 is Yeast Book 1 and 2. It's very underwhelming. Sorry, Chris.
I ranked it low, too.
As much as it is like a good timepiece of seeing like, oh, these are like the earliest voiced cutscenes ever. The actual part of it that is a video game and the actual part where you have to play it as a video game aren't the best.
Mhm.
When it comes to something like that, you have to sort of look at it as in like, oh yeah, I'm in a museum. I'm going to check a little bit of this out and probably not beat all of it. Next game.
I was like,
Yeah, I was disappointed with it because I had played the PC version of East, which
that
is,
one looks so much better.
it is so good. It's not like it's not even anything amazing, but like it's worth your time. It plays the best on Steam, and
Is it really that different across editions?
yeah,
Yes.
there's so many remakes of it.
Which way do you play it?
We played
we
it
played
on
it
the
on-
PC engine.
Yeah, the Turbo
Oh.
graphics. So that and Shockman were both very bad first impressions of that console.
Yeah.
We should have listened to Jay. He's like, the PC engine sucks.
This is
Don't
the
play it.
worst thing I've ever seen. Oh shit! This is the worst thing I've ever seen.
So, but yeah, like the music was really good. Some of the songs in it are even better than like any other version. And the cutscenes were really cool because the other ones didn't have the cutscenes that this one did.
Yeah.
Because they're like PC Engine cutscenes where their sprites like made into cutscenes.
Yeah.
No porn though. There's just Fina is just naked on the front
Were
cover,
you-
but that's it.
Were you looking for it?
Well, PC engine. I think there's a lot of porn on it
What?
because of the animated sprites you can make.
Oh, Dawn of Animation porn?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of the first games with full voice acted cutscenes. It uses like the CD audio, except when like it's super low quality. Like remember those cutscenes where you just talk to somebody, even the music gets low quality, and then it just be all like very
impressive conceptually. Execution wasn't there, but still good of its time.
yeah. Because I just assumed because the gameplay was really good in the PC one that it would also be good here. But then you take going from 360-degree mouse movement to just 4 directions, and it's basically an NES game. And yeah, there was like a make or break deal.
If they had any way to attack that wasn't just walking into opponents, this game would rank higher.
It was so much cooler in PC because you had to like actually kind of like swipe yourself in to hit them, but this is just bump into them.
Our definitions of cool are different.
It's so cool. That
It's
you
so
can use
cool.
the mouse. Yeah, I just wish it'd be better. Just from seeing it on like YouTube, I thought it would be fine, but then it just wasn't.
We got to 41. Ape Escape on the loose.
Better than the original, but
But-
still Ape Escape.
I thought it was better. I like controlling with the buttons more than I
Yeah,
like
that made
controlling
it
with
so
the-
much better. Actually,
Yeah,
having a
And
control
people
scheme.
were saying like this one's so much worse, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, there's the fuck up with the audio with that one."
That was
level." I
funny.
think that's better. That makes the game better that they fucked up the audio for one.
I was just kind of
cutscene.
sick of hearing Richard Horvitz because we've been watching Hell of a Boss, so getting
Yeah.
to hear him as Spike, except in the one cutscene where they accidentally put the original audio
in the game. They fucked up Connor, and they accidentally played the PS1 version's audio for the game instead of the new audio they had recorded for it. So randomly, all the voice and music and stuff had all changed to the classic, and then changed back right after the cutscene.
That's great.
That's insane.
That's actually funny.
Other than that, it's like a 1-to-1 with the
It's-
original.
It's no that one guy coming back from the dead, but it's still pretty
No,
good.
it's not as good as Ben coming back from the dead. People were like saying how worse it is. Like, oh, you only get 3 weapons instead, which doesn't make that much of a difference at the end of the day. I don't like attacking with the right stick. Monster Hunter 1, apparently you attack with the right stick and everyone
Yeah,
hates
Monster Hunter 1 is insane.
it. And everyone hates it.
Yeah, everyone says if you're going to go through every game, start with 2.
Yeah.
2 dose, even.
40, we have our first tie. We'll start with the first one, The Witness.
Alright, The
I thought
Witness...
the
hope it's tied with
Witness
the
was
logo.
great.
The Witness is a puzzle game, but it is very pretentious. And a lot of the times the hints just won't help you as a man talks at you.
I like it because
I don't like
the
being
puzzles
talked
are
at.
difficult, and I like a difficult puzzle.
A difficult puzzle is
Tristan
good.
did not like it at all
'Cause
because he
Because he
doesn't
doesn't like
like
difficult puzzles.
My brain doesn't work. That's part of the reason.
And what else?
I can
Ty?
see a puzzle and be like, oh, I can kind of see where this is going, and figure it out. Tristan could look at a puzzle and be like,
What
There's-
is happening? This is madness.
I'm
And he's
stressed
looking
right
at
now.
double.
And
I need some hot cocoa.
It warms the soul.
it worms.
I need-
Is that what I said
I
earlier?
need my blankie.
Jesus, will be.
And it's funny. I'm gonna tell you what tied with it. It's Toki Tori 2.
Oh, so another
The
puzzle
best
game.
Metroidvania
Copy
game
paste what
of
we
all
just said.
time. And it's rated so low.
Look at it.
I have it rated very low because it is very slow.
All right, to be fair though,
Mario
to be kind of fair though, I was gonna put Tokitori in the fuck Mary kill, but I was like, no matter what I do, someone's just gonna kill him, so I'm just not even gonna. I already knew he was dying. So.
Unless you got him, would you still kill him?
Yeah, I think you would have.
Even if I get him, I'll slaughter him and eat him like
I
chicken
probably- I
wings.
probably-
Toki Tori,
killed
Free
him.
Ren, or Maki Sekuru.
Fuck.
Who do you fuck, Mary, kill? Makima, Toki, Tori, Bird, Ichigo Zanpakuto.
But no, the witness is not too bad.
What do you
and
think is better, Witness or Toki Tori 2?
Tokitori?
What
Tokitori
do you
is
think is what are you? What do you think is better, Witness or Toki Tori 2?
I know Connor would want me to play Toki Tori more than he'd want me to play The Witness.
I also
Yeah, I
think
guess I'd rather
Tori
Toki
is-
Tori.
So
It's a better game because-
arbitrarily, this is what I'm gonna do for ties. If we
We're
all
gonna
agree,
break them
if
live?
we all agree that one should be better,
We're tie-breaking live? That's crazy.
I know I fucked up.
You
Hold
did.
on, hold on. Let me just,
Oh my god.
okay.
Stop.
You just have to hit enter on the witness first.
Cut. Control V. Paste. Look at that. Toki Tori 2 is now 40 and Witness is now 41.
Next.
Congratulations.
You mean
But
Nikki
no,
Dream
Tokitori
Diary?
is good because it's a Metroidvania that uses your brain as the keys to solving the locked doors.
However,
Like you learn how to unlock these doors with your head. You could do it from the beginning of the game. That's the cool part about the game.
well, I understand that. It's just the stupid-ass bird moves really slow.
It's a puzzle game. You don't need him to move fast.
It's a
not
puzzle
Sonic
game, so it doesn't need to be agonizing.
It's not agonizing.
All right, I'm gonna walk to work tomorrow. And I'm gonna let you know how that goes.
And you're gonna sing through every door.
Okay. It's.
I don't
not
have to
the
go to
same.
work tomorrow. I'm just gonna start tomorrow.
Your
It's gonna
commute
take
to
me
work
a couple
isn't
days
a
to get
puzzle
there.
game, Chris.
It literally is his job.
I solve puzzles. How do you make stupid person productive?
And then you go.
If I handed you a Sudoku puzzle and said,
I
"Why are
love
you Why are you going so slow? Hurry the fuck up!"
That is
No.
called Minesweeper.
Makes no
That is
sense.
called Tetris. You have not seen any of those games played live. You have not seen the chats for those games.
Minesweeper is so slow.
Minesweeper's only slow if you're a bitch.
Also, it has randomness, and that I hate.
No, it's all math. It's just a solve puzzle you solve with your brain.
No.
We should put Minesweeper on next year.
There's a 50-50
All four of
shot
us.
of losing the game, and there's always going to be some point in the game where you have to just pick a square. There
You
is no
can-
solution.
You can mark both and then check where one would be safe between the two. That's usually going to be blank. Otherwise, that number would be a 3, and all of those edges would be bad.
There's certain situations where it'll be like it's either this one or this one. It can be either. There's no way to determine,
So
and that's when I'm
Starting
like
games for nap
bad
time
puzzle.
early.
Mad puzzle design.
and this is why you're not a grandmaster yet.
This is my meeting room.
I am a grandmaster,
In here.
master of a grand worth of turtle.
A grand
Master of
worth
fucking-
of fridge.
Master of fucking Granddad in Mario Party, do you guys?
What?
I killed
39
them.
is Yume Nikki Dream Diary.
Yeah, it's slightly better Dream Diary. However, it takes a lot of.
You mean it's slightly better Yume Nikki?
No,
What is
no.
Dream Diary?
It is a slightly better Dream Diary. The main issue with it is that it takes out a lot of what made Yume Nikki good on its own. That sort of made it bad to stream.
Yeah.
It lays it out better in a better streaming format. If I want to show someone what's in Yume Nikki, Dream Diary is probably the hook of how I get them in.
A lot of the controversy comes from the fact that that game wasn't made as a Yume Nikki game.
Yeah.
It was made a Yume Nikki game after the fact, and so a lot of people criticize it on that front, which I get.
Yeah.
But you get to play Ao Oni or whatever that fucking name of the game
Yeah.
is.
That's in there.
That's in there, and I think it's a more interesting game because I'm not a depressed 12-year-old.
It's on there, Steve.
It's on there, Steve.
When do we play Family Feud?
Well, we should.
We should.
We
get
all
up
go
there
on
with
Family
Steve.
Feud, yeah. Dude,
What if we
got
all
the
do?
Bro Gal family?
Number 38 is Secret Agent Clank.
I'm
When
All I
surprised
can
it's this
think of,
high.
the first thing that comes to mind is that stupid opera thing where Quark is singing the entire level. That alone
It's-
puts the game so low. But like other than that, it was mediocre.
Yeah,
When
it
it
is
was-
just a middling experience. It's one of the better PSP games, but also
Still,
middling
it's
as a game.
before a lot of like Clank gets a lot of his stuff that makes his like solo gameplay interesting.
Remember, best version of
Yeah.
Ys is on PSP as well. It's on PSP and PC.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's the same edition.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So it makes Secret Agent Clank look more like shit.
When it came to just the combat segments, I was like, all right, cool. Like, that's not bad. But then there was the sneaking segments and the quick
Matrix,
time
yeah.
events and the snowboarding. And I mean,
All the film
actually, the jet
parodies.
skiing one wasn't bad. The one where you were on the water,
Yeah.
that one wasn't bad. But the other one sucked.
Also, the game's a lie. It's called Secret Agent Clank, but I think you play as Ratchet and Quark and the little Clank bots more than you play as Clank.
So which
Oh,
one of them is
yeah.
secretly Clank?
No one knows.
And like, yeah, the quality was like almost up to like PS2 standards.
37. Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. It was such a disappointment.
As
You guys are so
interesting
excited.
as the game was, there was only really one weapon that had one combo. You add more weapons, you add more combos, you add more things for the player to actually do, then I think it's fine.
Oh no.
Hi.
Not now.
Not now. We need you to come into work, man. This guy just shit on his desk. He's supposed to be programming, but we can't program him pooping on the keyboards.
Can you just like move the keyboard so he doesn't poop on it and then he can go home?
He really had to go. And I said, the toilet is the key. And he said, keyboard? Anyway, Never Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge.
I think we're already done with it.
No, yeah, there
was
was only one
disappointed.
way. There was only one way to fight. It was sticky fingers, and
Soul Robert.
Soul Robert. The world looked fine.
It's a
But
very
it's
interesting
not
canonical
mine.
sequel.
It's just middling, just like the other one.
Yeah,
We're at the middling
it's
category.
worse. Devil May Cry. 36 Patapon.
Also disappointing.
Would have been
surprised that it
higher if
was-
we played it on actual.
Would have
surprised
been
that wasn't
higher if
higher.
we could play the game.
Although I will say, even looking at when we watched the end of the game, I was still looking at it and being like, this would have been really annoying for me. You have to
Yeah.
keep doing the fucking storm dance or you just lose the whole level.
I hate that you have to get like what 10 or 12 in a
For the
combo.
fever.
Yeah.
You have to do, it was 10 in a combo to get a fever and you have to keep
Or
the fever up. or you're
Perfect
fucked.
3 to
Yeah.
get a fever.
And if you lose troops, you have to just keep going back and playing older levels over and over to get your troops back. And
Yeah.
it
This
was
is
just
tough
like,
with like comprehensive games like that.
Yeah.
Pikmin's a little more accessible to like getting you troops back.
Yeah, it's hard even with Pikmin though.
But Patapon's like a
To the
linear,
point where we decided we needed to reload saves when we lose a bunch.
but like Patapon's a linear side scroller. You
Yeah.
just have to
Yeah.
go back to older levels to get
As
more
much
troops.
as there are sub levels, we were just gonna do them all in order anyway.
The music is really cool that it adapts to how well you're doing. Like every song has like a fever version. The soundtrack like puts them together nicely.
Yeah.
So you get like pumped like listening to them. But too bad we never got to hear it because of the weird timing issue.
this next one's another tie, and we can kind of talk about them in tandem. I think it's funny that they tied. It's Let's Explore the Farm and Big Thinkers Kindergarten. I'm going to say Let's Explore the Farm is a better game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to...
Yeah, I know nothing about any of these. I just ranked them based on like I put like the ones I knew
I
above.
put all the ones I didn't know in just like a
Let's
brick.
Explore the Farm was a whole like I Spy type. You go around the farm looking for.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Well, there's
is it like a
more than
scavenger
that.
And then there's a bunch of
It-
like
it's-
mini games.
It's more than that. You can it's meant to teach you different things. So you can click on different tools and stuff, and it'll be like, this is how you spell this whole sentence that explains it. Wait, no, that's just the
And
text.
that's called reading.
It's just the text that tells you. Never mind.
This is how you spell these words. Read them.
Something kindergarten.
I fucking froze.
I just wanted to hear the
Oh,
plot
Big
from the
Thinkers
other one.
Kindergarten it's a kindergarten game. Like it's very baby, and then me and Connor didn't
Seems
even
hard.
finish it because it was too hard.
What?
I'm kidding. It wants you to replay the same mini games over and over to hit the ending, and me and Connor were like, I think
No.
we've seen everything, and so we just did every mini game once. Big Thinkers was definitely more. There was a lot more you can do in it, and so I think it's a better game.
Cool.
Yeah, we can move on from that. 34, Fatty Bear's Birthday Surprise.
I'm
All
glad
of
they're
them
all.
are
Did
gonna
we
be
all
all
put them together?
I
That's
think-
what I did. I based everything around them.
The
Yes.
only one I put ahead of any of the other ones was the Freddy Fish. Freddy
Yeah,
Fish
me
was
too.
number one.
Over Pajama Sam?
I
Wait,
like-
number one.
Fucking
Wait, number one for the
insane?
whole
No,
year.
Freddy Fish is
No.
Freddy Fish is
I mean,
an important part of my upbringing. Pajama Sim wasn't.
Oh, that.
is that why you
that
always wear pajamas?
Freddy
It's
Fish did that
nostalgia.
to you?
It's nostalgia.
Freddy Fish made you that? You sure you want to tell the public that?
Fatty Bear
What are your employees
had
allowed
that
to
one
think of
song. That one
Um,
song that played outside that me and you were like, what is this? This is something else.
To be honest with you, I don't remember it at all.
No, me neither. But like,
So it's
Yeah,
probably
they are
lower.
31.
you really are 31.
So Detroit's not on this use list.
Fatty Bear in Detroit.
You literally
Fatty Bear
made.
become human.
We also got lost in Fatty Bear, and we had to look it up.
Was that the one where
It was the making the birthday
woods
cake.
area?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They're getting lost and not finishing games for
Okay, I do
3-year-olds.
remember that one. Yeah,
30,
it was okay.
33 is Spy Fox and Dry Cereal. It is like every other entertainment game. The only thing I like about it is that there was multiple routes, which fucked us up when we were looking up a walkthrough, and we couldn't figure out why the boat wasn't showing up because we were on a route where the boat doesn't show up.
Yeah,
Sick.
there was multiple routes, and that's cool. And also, it had one of the best mini games.
Go fuck yourself.
bar,
Dude,
the
just
bar
go fuck
minigame.
yourself. Just go
Yeah.
fuck. What is it? Was it Go Fish?
It's,
And it's mandatory to beat him at Go Fish, and we spent probably 40 minutes. It is the only.
How are you so bad at Go Fish?
It's the only. It's chance. The only educational game that took us 3.5 hours to finish streaming because it was so hard. That mini game was
It
most
was-
of it.
It was the best game of them, though, besides Freddy Fish for nostalgic reasons.
32. I'm gonna need everyone except Sharky to zip their lips. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. It's also
So-
tied with something.
Did you finish that this year?
Really? What time?
No, I decided we're not finishing that this year.
So we beat the game in about 3 episodes, which at the time of doing 4-hour streams, that's like what, 12 hours?
Yeah.
There's over 500 hours worth of episodes. So keep in mind, Chris, you're gonna have to go through all of that.
Okay, so there's more than 500 hours of gameplay if you look at how long I played the game, but it's not 500 hours in episodes because I did a lot of grinding off camera.
This game isn't too bad. It's just Tristan's a horrible person. He decided that I should be nailed to a board and have my eyes clamped open to look at Hyrule Warriors. Keep in mind, this lasted for roughly 6 years straight. It
The
felt
channel's
shorter
only
than
been
it
open
was.
for 6 years.
I know. From the dawn of time, I have been in this hell begging to escape. This game, in all honesty, is probably fine if you're not a psychopath trying to hurt me personally. It's just normal and okay as long as you're not like enacting a personal vendetta against me. I was in and out of the hospital when I was playing this game for the live stream. I had to get surgery because of this game, and now I'm canonically a part of Warframe. And I hate it. I hate that you've done that to me.
Hyrule
This
Warriors
is
definitely
your
not long enough.
fault.
Oh,
Next
Richard, I
game.
love you. It tied with Unravel.
Really?
I'm
It tied
surprised.
with Red Brick?
Yeah.
I haven't played Unravel. I only know about it.
Me too. I ranked it anyway.
It's a very basic like walk right simulator with some very like it has a problem where you will do something for a puzzle, it'll be correct, it won't work, and then you have to do it again.
Hold on, I'm currently putting Unravel above Hyrule Warriors after that. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
That's backwards, but okay.
It's above Hyrule Warriors. Check that out. Anyway, Unravel's fine. If you like simple puzzle games
That don't work the first time
that
you
don't
solve
work
the puzzle.
the first time you solve the puzzle.
It don't work the
That
first
don't
time you
work
solve
the
a
first
puzzle.
time you solve the puzzle.
Next.
Next, yep. So after that we have the Looker. It's so much better than the Witness because at the end of the Looker they trick you into drawing a dick.
So the Looker is based
you trace the environment and it's a beat of dick.
This is a parody of The Witness because it is so like pretentious when it comes to like just sort of talking at you. It actually
Yeah.
makes it funnier on purpose.
Yeah.
And the fact that they designed the entire game to be in the shape of a penis is really funny to me.
Yeah.
That they committed to the bit that hard.
All the audio logs are also really funny. I can't remember the one.
Believe in yourself. You can do it. I have faith in you.
Some of the puzzles were stupid to solve, though. Some of them we had to look up because it was like, okay, the puzzle itself is unsolvable unless you look at the back of the puzzle and on the line that turns the puzzle on, like the monitor, you can see the rest of the line you have to trace through to the other puzzle. It's like, okay, well, I would never figure that out.
I thought those were cute. Where it's like it's all about solving mazes by drawing the line through them like they're on like a kids menu, and after a while the solution is to just like go from start to finish, and the maze is in the middle. You just go up, over and around it because the maze is unsolvable. So I thought that like idea of just go your own path was neat.
Yeah.
The only one that I did not like in that whole game, the only one puzzle was that one that we got stuck on for like a while.
I can't remember what it was.
So we were in the beginning area of the game, and then there was
Needs
this
more
one.
red.
there was this one line that connected to another line, and the solution is you have to go to the back side of it or something.
Didn't I just say
And-
this?
Yes.
Go through the line, and that's just the worst one.
Didn't I do it?
Are you here?
Okay, but in a puzzle game, you find one bad puzzle. That's pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
Next we have another.
Oh, the
top.
other bad puzzle. It was in the beginning of the game.
Pulling shit out of his ass.
There's a puzzle here, and then there's a line.
And there's a bit where it says start, and there's a bit that says finish. And you have to like draw a line between it, and I don't get it.
I just remembered something I wanted to say about Ease.
Sure, but
Anyway,
Go ahead.
Guacamole.
We forget some KFM.
31, we got. We have a tie. Well, technically 30. We have a tie.
There was that one puzzle.
Guacamole is the first one in that tie.
as a Metroidvania, it was fine. It was. I think it was a better experience when I played it on my own because I could understand.
It has the Mario conundrum where it's like you can play Mario Wii all together.
legally 4 players.
Yeah, you can play it together, but you'll have the best experience playing it alone.
That's what Mario taught me.
I partly agree with
Have
that.
you're alone.
I partly agree with that, and I partly don't agree with that. Because I actually think another issue with it was that we took so long between sittings.
Yeah,
I
you
forgot
guys couldn't really
all
retain.
about. Like, we took so long trying to figure something out because we all forgot all about the wall run-up or something.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, there was literally, like, the thing we have to go up there. We're like, how do we get up there? We could have just ran up the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Leave it to us.
Yeah.
And it was just because we took so long before we played it again.
Yeah, that's just scheduling.
It tied with Heavy Rain.
That game was
Heavy
better because you had
Rain-
less like gaps between when you streamed
I thought
it.
that was
Heavy
years
Rain is a
ago.
David Cage game
Chucky's
that
very
I
good.
am
Yeah.
entirely sure. I haven't seen a bad ending for it.
Can I say something real quick?
Mainly because the game ends the same every time.
puzzle.
Max is a goddamn liar.
Mhm.
There is no alternate ending where anyone could be the killer. It's the same every fucking time.
Yeah.
And I remember he said that it's random every time, depending on your choices when you play the game. It's not. It's the same killer every single time.
In the
Really.
way they handle
How would you
that
change who the
reveal
killer was
sucks.
based
based on your choices?
I
would change
don't-
what already happened.
Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Wait, what?
Or what?
The-
Distrust.
Yeah.
But it's like, why? Why did he say that? It's not true. When I looked it up, I was like, in the beginning of the stream, I'm telling Sharky this, and I like, yeah. So if you, no, it's always Shelby. Every single time, it's always Shelby.
And they
He will
handled the
always be
reveal
the guy
of
at the end.
Shelby so poorly, and to the fact of here's a scene where you're in. We added a scene of you beating a guy to death that you just weren't there for while you were playing as him. We just didn't show you that,
Yeah.
which is just like an extremely poor way to do
It's
that.
really crazy that in the middle of Heavy Rain, Ben came back from the dead in that game too. He was just there.
So no, we actually did have something like that because
Ben.
Ethan's fingers came
Oh
back.
yeah,
Ben.
we cut his finger off to save his son, and in the last cutscene, he's playing with his kid, and if you look at his hands, they're all there. There's no way he saved his finger because it couldn't. I don't think it would have lasted that long, and he didn't bring it with him. But it's like, what the fuck? Where'd your fingers go? I mean, where'd your fingers come from? What did you come to Earth for? What would you say is better, Heavy Rain or Guac?
Probably
Guac.
Guacamelee because it's a video game.
What? Oh, Heavy Rain because it's a video game.
Heavy Rain
I
is
hope you were
not a
listening
video
to that
game.
one, Darkness, because that's the closest we're going to get to talking about Detroit.
29. I'm Jammer Detroit Lammy.
So
I'm
my
Jammer Lammy goes to Detroit. What are all these androids for? We'll turn you into one. I'm already an android. Then we'll turn you back into human.
what? That's basically Detroit's story.
Jammer is the worst of the non-Sha games.
Yeah. It just doesn't. It's like not quite there. Like everything feels off.
It's a little too weird.
I think it was
coming from us.
too rushed.
Was it rushed?
I think so, considering Parappa.
Yeah, his story makes no sense. His voice clips are very compressed, which is not
Only-
add charm. Shut up.
Only in our version. In Europe, they got a normal sounding Parappa, but in Americans' versions, we've got super compressed Parappa.
It also has like some of the weirder detection for the pool mechanic.
Yeah.
Me and Sharky got through the one I was dreading. The flight, was it the flight song?
Show what you got, Soja.
Yeah, one of the songs. Me and Sharky cooled it the entire time,
And also,
and
like,
I have no idea how we did
it
it.
just makes no sense
He just
that-
thought I was really cool.
It almost feels like it was supposed to be another Parappa game from the start because the songs are so structured like a rap. Like, why do the characters rap to you and then you play guitar in response? It
Well,
almost seems like
So the songs aren't structured that way. I'd say they're more structured like rock songs with multiple choruses and stuff like that.
And there are, in a factual way, you do have some times where you're still playing while they're talking, which is insane.
It makes more sense to be able to riff with a guitar than rap the words back at someone.
You thought milk was pink?
I don't think that was the issue. I think the issue is that it was too fucking weird.
Yeah,
Like,
but
why the
it's-
fuck does Lammy get fat and end up in a pregnancy
mm,
like area? And they're like, we're gonna teach you
PJ
how to deliver your baby and all this shit. And it's like,
PJ kills a man. Instantaneously.
yeah, you played the symbol wrong. Welcome to hell.
Actually, it's an island.
Next up, 28 Limbo. Hey.
It's a walk right simulator, but
I
you
would-
can be punished for walking right.
I would say it's not about the game, it's just an experience. And as an experience, it's kind of middling.
If it's not about the game and it's about an experience, that is called a movie.
No.
No,
it's
you can have interactive
interactive.
experiences.
It's not really interactive because there's only one way to get everything done.
Well,
No.
there's puzzles to do. It's not like
You
you're
have to-
There's
only...
puzzles that have monogamous solutions.
As far as I know, we've played this.
We all date one person, Sharky. We're all monogamous. I don't know why.
Those are rookie numbers. I did 0.
I just saying like it's not really that special. It was for its time, I think. Maybe.
How are we at 20? How are we at 28 and we're still just like, yeah, we're in the middle of the road games?
Mm-hmm.
because it's the middle.
It's still in the middle.
The highs must be really high.
Where 40 is the end, right? 46 or something.
56 technically.
56. Yeah, we're a little above the middle now. I think it
Technically,
does
right now
deserve
it's
to be a little bit
51.
above the middle.
I think it deserves to be below the middle.
I think it deserves to be above. the
Below
middle.
me.
I like the art style. I like nothing else. Let's continue on.
It's monotone.
Going back to the looker. Not
There's
to
this
be
one
serious.
puzzle.
Oh, wait, are you being serious?
There was that one taped thing that really got me. The advertisement one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
That
You're
game's
fucking with
fun.
me.
No, I remember.
27 is
I liked
what
that
joins the
one.
parade
How is that so high?
because it told the time.
You know what? Let's leave it at that. What's next?
You got
There's
me
a
there.
moment in the stream where there's a little clock thing, and I look at it. I'm like, it goes. It is now like 6:10 p.m. And I looked at the clock. I'm like, it is 6:10 p.m. I looked at Connor and said, "Shit, this shit's so advanced."
Real-time tracking in the game?
There's
multiple
multiple
thing-
ways to get to the end, so that's good. It was also their first game.
Mm-hmm,
The thing I
No,
don't
the first
like
game was
about
Fatty
it is
Bear,
that
then.
it's boring as fuck.
It's boring as fuck.
Cutting grass.
Is Papa's life? You're gonna say he wasted it?
He doesn't
Putt
even-
Putt wasted his
enjoy
life.
the
This game
establishment.
sucks.
He's pro-establishment.
Bitch, he's a car. He only lives off of establishment.
Chris almost spit out his Alright, next is Kena Bridge of Spirits 26.
I'm kind of surprised it's so low. I mean,
That-
it doesn't deserve to be high.
That is a Unity project with at least half of an art style. I've played so many Unity projects that look exactly like it.
It's just pretty looking. That's it.
Pretty stupid looking.
It played like it plays a little worse than Stellar. I think.
A little worse?
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot
it has the same.
worse.
Yeah, a lot worse, I guess. It has the same like type of battle mechanic almost.
Their parry mechanic never fucking worked.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Except the parry mechanic sucked ass.
Which is like half the
You didn't
battle
have a lot of
mechanics.
options for long range other than just shooting them.
Yeah, that's another detriment.
You only really had 2 attack buttons.
All right, so it's pretty bad. So it's just not very good.
Now that
yeah,
you've talked
so-
me into it, this game
Alright.
sucks actually. Put Putt Putt above it.
25. Freddy Fish in the case of the missing kelp seeds.
Yeah, that deserves to be around right there.
It's-
so.
Means Pajama Sam's higher.
It's
Yeah,
what
because you guys probably put.
No,
Pajama,
I put
but
Freddy higher.
Freddy Fish is kind of what you expect from an edutainment game, and I believe Pajama Sam goes above that.
Freddy Fish has such a
Pajama Sam is above you.
Freddy Fish has such a charm about it, and that's why I put it so high.
Plus, you get to hear Penelope from Sly Cooper talk the whole game
Yeah.
instead of Bobby Hill. Ugh. Get that guy out of here.
Why wasn't he in Sly 4?
Who
Bobby.
knows? 24. It's all Chris Mushihima-sama.
Well, that went low. I ranked it so high.
Yeah, because it's a shoot 'em up.
So
Not everyone can do shmups.
I
Chris.
can't. I put it high.
Yeah, that's like not what you should do.
It hit in
It
the
took
middle.
me.
It's not bad.
The game took me.
And I took her in the FMK.
I mean, the game was so short. We played it 3 times in like an hour.
Hour and a half.
If you like Toho and you don't want to have a heart attack, you could play Mushihime.
No, it's hard. It's still very. That
It's
last
not
level.
Toho.
Richard said Kina is definitely mixed. You guys still got to go back and complete it on normal or harder. I was robbed of a Tristan Rage on the final boss.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Because
he changed the difficulty this time.
I changed
it wasn't
the
me.
difficulty, kind of on purpose for the funsies.
And so we could beat a boss that was whooping our ass. But he went the easiest. He didn't just go one over. He was like, let's put it on the easiest difficulty for this boss.
And then did you die?
I put it on a harder difficulty when I started playing again.
We both agreed to move it up. 'Cause it was just a joke that we were gonna bring it down.
Anyway,
So do you remember that final boss of like the second version of the game where the entire screen was covered in bullets?
lags the game.
It slowed the game down to a crawl because there were that many bullets
So
on screen.
that's intentional. That is mercy.
It is, yeah.
It's mercy.
And we still died like 100 times.
Mercy frame rate is a real thing, and emulation kills it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the reasons why we couldn't do Patapon is because of Mercy frame rate being put into the input lag.
Yeah.
But since we were running it in a way that was normal, we couldn't play the video game.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a little annoying.
But yeah, it was a very hard game, but because you can just play it with like infinite credits, we were still able to get through it, despite how
Yeah.
many times we died.
If you want to challenge yourself, you go in that with one life.
Mhm.
You get
But
that.
it's still like
knowledge.
extremely charming. That's why I loved it. Like the music was top notch. It sounded like almost like Sonic Adventure a lot of the time.
Yeah,
And there are 3 different versions of the game, and you can switch the soundtracks to 3 different versions as well.
that's usually how it is with shmups, where it's usually this infamous bullet pattern, and then 90% of the fandom is just the music. Like that's how it is with like Toho a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, it was very much like that. I found out what those like other weird control or like the visual schemes were, where like they have random windows like around. It's so that you can view your character and I think view the boss and the score in like a magnified view.
Yeah,
It's like when you're trying to
you
dodge
just quick
bullets,
reference.
We didn't know what they were, so we just turned them off. You can also play it vertically because it's a vertical shooter. You can turn the switch sideways if you're playing handheld.
That's actually really cute. I like that.
But yeah, it's such a small game, so like for what it was really good.
Well, you don't want those to last too long.
If you were trying to play it without like dying, then yeah, you'd be on it for hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
23 is another tie. The Veil is the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that was rated lower than it was just because nobody's ever fucking heard of it.
Can't
that, and for what it is, it's good. But it's a stepping point to make better versions of what that is.
It is, in a lot of ways, the first in trying what it was going to do.
It's if you don't know, it's the game where it's
there
blind
is
people.
no visuals. You play as a blind woman.
Yeah.
I like it. I'll admit, streaming it was weird, but it wasn't bad.
We had to
It was-
come up with a new audio system to play the game because we needed to be able to play through headphones with no delay.
And it does make it, since it's audio dependent, it does make it like hard to commentate with an additional person. But other than that, I would recommend the experience,
Yeah. Especially if you're blind.
especially if you can't hear anything.
That's crazy. And that tied with Neon White.
Really,
Yeah.
I would say put Neon White lower because as much as it is like a score game, you go back and to do the levels. All of the story was
Stories sucked.
annoying.
The story sucks.
How are you gonna do that to Steve Bloom?
The character designs were good.
No,
But that's it.
No, they needed an extra. Their complexity was in the wrong places.
They had
Everywhere where they
Kerber
should have
for-
had detail was smooth. Everywhere that should have been smooth, they put in too much detail.
They had the Kerba for the what is it, the season 2 mixed gummy bears, where it's like
Oh.
the different color effect. Where every character kind of just stuck to one color palette, and that's
But
it.
that's their names though.
My name's Tristan. Do I need to always
No,
be
they had
depicted
more-
blue?
No, but
Because
they-
my name means sad.
No, but
No,
they had
but you always look like you're sad.
no, but neon
No.
red shouldn't be blue.
Uh,
Also, they
But
had
they
more
should-
colors than the Tome characters. They were white and black and their own color. Tome, it was
they
literally just
could
the
have
one
had
color.
different shades of their color.
Yeah,
Different shades of violet, different shades of red. Luigi.
I mean, most of them were named after their hair color.
I mean it was like a fine game.
If you hate video games.
The music was cool.
If you're just doing the levels and you're doing it as like a speed run and score hunt and like you're competing with your friends, I think that's fine. It's the actual story of the game.
Just
that
skip the
it's-
dialogue.
Yeah.
Then just come up with your own story as to what happened.
They're high fiving down the street. Let's
The
go.
the pages and the whole end game mechanic sucks.
22.
Some of the power ups that were just the same shit again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
22.
What's 22? Tell me right now.
We have the art of fighting.
Anthology. You
Anthology.
put 3 games in one?
These are all the same.
No, 2 is extremely. We couldn't even
Nah.
get through the second level of 2.
But the gameplay was
Yeah,
the
it's
difficulty
When
was
you're
hard. The
rating a
gameplay
fighting
was
game, you're not just rating things like
The arcade modes,
mode.
yeah.
I think it's up this high because it's a decent enough like Street Fighter 2 era fighting
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it was definitely like a stepping stone for animation and fighting games
Yeah.
because like 3 had the smoothest animation of its time, and then Street Fighter 3 came out and one upped it.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't beat Street Fighter 3 for like another 5 years.
Is there ever a fighting game that looks better than Street Fighter 3?
No.
I don't think
Uh,
so.
Killzone 2.
But yeah, it's like another Street Fighter type game, like a lot of cool characters and ideas. The first game is still kind of dumb where you can only play as Rio and Robert.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Street Fighter 1, but at least plays. And then 2 and
It
3.
at least plays.
And then 2 and 3 let you play as everybody. It was cool. And like 3 was like Street Fighter 3 where the cast is completely different except for the main 2.
Yeah, it was horrible. The new cast sucked. It was the Tekken 3 symptom where it's like these are the same characters but like
They were
slightly
cursed.
related. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cop out.
The difference between Kuma and Panda.
Kingdom Hearts Stream
Yeah.
Drop has an all new
Kuma,
worlds.
Kuma is technically Kuma 2. Because that's a different bear.
It's like Dream Drop saying they had all new worlds, but it's like, oh, we just go to a different part of Pinocchio's world. You also still go to Monstro. We're just not calling it
I
Monstro.
really wish Dream Drop did the thing where it was like the classic and future.
Yeah, I just
version.
wish Dream Drop didn't come out.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway,
21 Mario Party DS.
definitely not a great Mario Party. Mario Party's like not even that good in the first place. It's just fun to play.
Well,
And
just
DS
a
isn't
party
as
game,
good,
you
but
know?
like it has its fun. I'm playing it on my own now.
Just a
on the
game to
DS.
play with friends. Like it's a
But we played it a lot.
I thought the maps
it's one
were
of those
better than
games
most.
where it's like only fun if you have friends for the sheer fact of your friends are probably entertaining.
Yeah, the Game Boy one's so bad.
Like no one solo plays Lethal Company.
What's that? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I like that the maps had gimmicks to how you get the stars, especially the DK one where you can just buy as many stars as you want when
Yeah.
you get there.
I thought the maps were the standout to me. Like the 5 maps there were better than most of the maps we've been playing on Mario Party games recently.
And the minigames utilize the DS's capabilities pretty well.
Even if the AI fucks you every chance it gets.
Yeah.
I hate working with AI, dude. That shit. I'm just like, hey, I'm on this clothes hanger over here. There's an object right there. Why don't you come here?
No.
And then just anytime we had get the lead, I'm like, give it to me. And then I button mash.
Yeah, my fucking wrist still hurts. 20 Little Hope.
Interesting little game. Sadly, too much doesn't change if you make everyone an asshole who dies.
I think we shouldn't do that again next year.
Yeah, we'll do Man of Medan. We'll just play it as it lies.
Yeah,
We'll just golf it.
yeah. We'll just try to make sure nobody dies.
Well, if we don't like somebody.
Yeah, if someone really sucks, I just don't want to lose a character to play as.
No, we'll just make sure it's only on one person's side. So they can, like, I don't know, learn how to crochet or something.
How the fuck did this get so high? 19. Pajama Sam. No need to hide when it's dark outside.
I must have put it at number
I-
1 by
I
accident.
like to eat a cheeseburger with a separate side of fry. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here?
I think it's the best out of the edutainment games that are on that list.
It's definitely a good one.
I have that as second on mine. Freddy was above it.
of all time.
On
Yeah.
the list.
It's number 2 on your list.
Number 2 on my list. I took a number 2 on this list.
We know this.
It smells in
You guys took number 2 because Mushimi-sama put it like number 4.
Bro, I'm sorry. Just pick.
Hunter didn't know what it was and he put it at the bottom. I get it.
It's a
Yeah,
number 21.
it's a pairing grouping, okay? Is that all we have to say about Pajama Sam? It's a good entertainment game.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't want to spoil it for the good
All right.
folks at home.
We have a tie, and I'm already gonna put. Actually, I'm just gonna put this one below because I know better. Bayonetta at 19.
What can be said about Bayonetta
What can
that
be
hasn't
said?
already been said?
She's
What could
hot.
be said about Bayonetta that hasn't already been said by Bayonetta Brian?
You know something? She's not hot.
I think she's overrated in terms of like appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really hot as much as they like show you her ass a lot. in
You
the
I
game.
can't
think
say
games-
that though because you're a fan of Toto and it's Toto's Dream Woman.
Well,
Hold the
here's
Line is a good
thing.
song.
Here's the thing: as much as she is indeed a tall
Where's your
woman
laptop
with
there?
an ass,
I have
she
the
is
camera
not
on
Jennifer
it.
Lawrence.
That's fair enough.
You like Jennifer Lawrence?
No,
No,
it's
Toto's whole
Toto.
thing is that he likes tall women with a big ass, like Jennifer Lawrence, like
No.
verbatim.
No, that's Yuji that likes Jennifer Lawrence. He just likes tall women with big ass.
Well, no, he likes Tadaka-chan.
Well, yeah, obviously her, but he doesn't say the Jennifer
He has an
Lawrence
autism install. You can't do this to me.
I want to say about Bayonetta. Let's get back on that train. That it's the combat is not great when you have to continuously just keep slowing down time to harm certain enemies. And when we
also-
found out about the Hyrule, the Master Sword thing where it goes past the fire electric defense, we were just like, well, why would we do anything
and
else?
the fact that you have to like play a certain edition of the game to get that, not to mention to make her wear pants. There needs to be more games where you could just be like, hey, please wear clothes.
Yeah, I feel like characters like Bayonetta that try too hard to be sexy end up coming off as not sexy.
Mhm.
It's just
Hence
a little
why
annoying.
Luca and Bayonetta Brian are on the list and not Bayonetta.
Yeah.
so
And also it's not you. The only color in Bayonetta is brown.
Yeah.
yeah,
The color palette is extremely bleak in that one.
Yeah.
Except the
It's,
one level
it's very yellow, actually.
except the one level where like you're going up on the walls and stuff and it's all in space. That was like the coolest level.
Yeah, but even then, that level sucked.
2 is just better.
This tied, and this might surprise you, with Mario Kart DS.
Bayonetta and Mario Kart DS.
Yeah.
tied.
Mario Kart DS is fun as a Mario Kart game which you play with friends.
Is that
the other modes
The one
kinda suck.
before 7?
No.
Yes, 7 is 3DS.
It's kind of like
7
classic
is
Simpsons.
3DS?
7 is 3DS, and then 8
Wii
and
is
8
before
Deluxe.
It goes DS then Wii. DS is the one that has the Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, it's
app.
DS, Wii 7.
Oh,
8.
okay. Yeah.
I think
I
it
think
has
it's
like the
okay.
tightest controls because like you can snake really fast in that one, even though we didn't really need to do it.
Mario Kart DS is probably the best playing out of all of them. When playing multiplayer, it's the only one I'm not like actively like upset crying.
Yeah,
Battle
it's-
mode's
it
done
is
where
a
you have to
good
blow up the balloons.
one. It's definitely one of the good ones.
Graphics
Oh,
suck because it's a DS game. but-
Yeah,
I didn't mean to do it like
yeah,
that.
on
I
camera.
didn't mean to do it like that. I was doing the blow up the balloons, and I went.
Why do you have 5 camera lenses on your phone, Connor? Is that enough?
Each one has.
Each one has a different purpose. This one charges the battery. This one
Does
uh,
my taxes.
Right after that, we have 17 Ano Mutationum.
It was good.
Chris is like not higher.
I mean, I put it.
Mushihime-sama,
I
but
just saw
Yeah.
you jerk yourself off.
They almost died on the easiest difficulty. Oh, that was a while ago.
yeah, that was a
Mutation?
while ago. What? Ano Mutationum. We almost died on the. That's like on the. That's like the title of the first stream.
That was a fine game. Like,
That
I
I,
liked it
saw
way more than
footage
you,
of
I
that one,
think.
and I was like, "Wow, this is that one game remake, but it's 3D and 2D in a way that doesn't piss me off because it had the same director behind it."
Yeah, he's. We'll get to it later. but I think it looked good. I think it played well enough.
The dialogue needed work. There were a
Dialogue-
lot of typos in the script.
It's a game I might touch, is why.
Because I think it was a Chinese game that was translated.
Yeah, you get that a lot.
A lot of weird plot points that just didn't get resolved. Like, where'd that doctor go?
Yeah, he just fucked.
He was
her
like in
up.
cahoots with the villains and then just never mentioned.
He's so for a sheep.
Maybe the DLC.
No, the DLC is literally them playing a video game.
Sick.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't like Ayane in the beginning, but I started liking their dynamic by the end of the game.
Mhm. That she's like treating her like they're dating, but then Anne's just like, no.
But then it's like a secret thing where Anne actually kind of like, she's kind of into it because of the whole boat stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it comes off as annoying, but then when you find out it's not as one sided as you think it is, it's like, okay, well that's a little cute now.
Mhm. There's
there anything
sometimes
else?
just too much dialogue. That's really
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
There was that one time I saw two of the main girl in the same scene when it was closing in, because it was like, wait a second, when I was rewatching the part, it's like, wait a second,
Oh yeah.
the fuck?
It was a little hard to navigate the map sometimes.
Yeah.
The actual map you can pull up wasn't that helpful.
I am shocked that 16 is Resident Evil 7.
This should have been lower.
I liked it.
It's fine for a horror game. It loses a lot of value off of like second playthroughs.
Yeah.
But other than that, a lot of the really like stupid stuff about it is canonical. Like Ethan just losing an arm, putting it back on, and being like, "Huh, good enough for me."
He is the master of bad one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
He's an accountant. He's supposed to be cringe. It's canon.
I
I
know
thought
we
it was
still
just-
need to beat the DLC, but I don't think the DLC is going to change.
No.
I
How
would
much-
rate the
yeah.
DLC as separate products.
I thought it was good. I
Yeah?
didn't think it was.
You want
great,
to,
though.
Jeff Keighley? You want to rate the DLC next year separate?
Yeah, world premiere, fuckface.
For me, it was like I hated the story. I hated the characters. I hated the dialogue. It was all just way too like
If you-
annoying and cheesy. And this is coming from someone who likes Resident Evil.
Okay, but realistically, this game isn't like a psychological horror game. This is just what it's like visiting your white girlfriend's family in Louisiana.
That's fair,
would
actually.
know.
You
It
know
is.
what?
It is that
I
moldy.
think this needs to be
You
number
do
one.
get stabbed. The one-liners are bad, and you hit her father with a car.
Probably this
uh,
needs to be number one now. He's convinced me.
And also the realism of the RE engine made it look really fake and weird.
I
Yeah,
think
it
that
did look
was
weird.
it in VR.
It really needs a remake with current gen engine.
You're
Okay,
starting to
Naughty
sound like
Dog.
Naughty Dog.
I think it's time to release
they
RE2
You know
again.
they're just like releasing
So-
Last of Us Part 2 remastered, right? Ugh.
Yeah, what was the new thing they unveiled? The new series?
Last of Us.
Fuck, I don't even know.
Personally, or he said, have you played 7 without the VR? And personally, the DLC was better than the main story.
Some of it is.
So
Did you? Oh, here's
what we're
something to
currently
ask,
playing
by
is
the
without
way,
VR, by the way.
Is how did you feel about the being in VR?
That's the reason I rated it high, because even though my brain can't take it and I start feeling like headache and sick, I do think it's really actually
I
scary
think
being
one
in
of the
VR.
things that made you
Mhm.
guys think it looked worse was the fact that it had to be running in VR, and that's more intensive. So if we saw it in normal play, you'd think it would be fine. It still has a lot of annoying settings that you can't fix unless you're on PC.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I think it's a fine game for what it is.
Nah.
I think I enjoyed it much more in VR versus on just controller and screen.
Apparently someone named The Desire just subscribed to my channel.
Sick.
That's crazy. That's a crazy name.
The
What's the
Desire
next game?
channel.
What does he desire?
He desires
To grow back again.
15, God of War Chains of Olympus.
It was like very impressive how the quality of a PSP game. Like it was up to quality
Now,
with the PS2 games.
Is that the one with the abandoning your daughter minigame?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
the one.
I think it should be higher because of that. It's very realistic.
The only thing that was really sacrificed is just having less buttons. So dodges, isn't it now block and then you use the left
Yeah.
stick?
And
Well,
the game was
it's
blurry,
fine.
and we thought it was my emulator fucking up, but then we booted up on the PSP, and no, it's just naturally blurry like that.
Yeah,
Oh.
it has to have a lower internal resolution. Like the Last Story has this problem as well. The lower internal resolution does make the game run much better in most cases.
Does it still look a little blurry, even playing it on emulator in higher resolutions?
No, if you change the internal resolution, that fixes it.
Well, I'm saying even when we were playing it on emulator in a higher resolution, it would still look blurry, and we were like, well, I can't figure out how to fix it. But then you boot up the game, and it's the same kind of effect.
Yeah, Richard said PSP God of Wars were surprisingly good.
Yeah. It literally, like, the best we can say is it felt like a PS2 game, and that's what the PSP should be.
Yeah.
It should be like, this is like a PS2, and I'm playing it at school instead of studying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was my favorite of all the PSP games we played this year.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, yeah, that was the favorite of all my classes.
Right after that, we have 14, Sin and Punishment.
No.
Sin
It
and
almost broke the
Punishment-
top 10.
Sin and Punishment.
Cinnamon Punishment.
Cinnamon Punishment looks really fun. It's definitely my kind of game where it's like twofold, really high action. You have to be very dexterous with your dodges. I can understand why someone like Tristan would get frustrated by it and put it low to
Mhm.
like sabotage your feelings.
I didn't
personally.
play it. Just to be fair, I didn't play it, so I didn't rank it low because of playing it. Connor played it.
He was
Or-
there with us, but
Yeah.
Just to be fair, also, I think I actually rated this low because I didn't realize that was the game, but I know exactly what the game is now.
Wait,
and
did you
I
look up
might
the
have-
game? Did you look
Did
up
you-
the games before you rated them, or did you just look at the title and be like, I don't know that?
when I came up with the milk one, I definitely didn't look that up. Let's just put it that way.
I should have done this with him.
Yeah.
Because I had playlists set for everyone for the games they had needed to they didn't know, essentially. Where it's like he was a
It
little.
was just so last minute.
It was so last. Well,
this is
we
why I
didn't-
showed you.
We
Sin and
didn't know.
Punishment.
We didn't know you were gonna have
Well,
Saturday off.
I saw it again.
I didn't either.
And I was like, oh yeah, I recognize from
I was
the
supposed to
show.
work
Mm.
today, but I ended up.
I think
calling. I called him and said, "Fuck you."
And then they showed up in chat. That's crazy.
I just think the
Uh-huh.
game it was like the last kind of game you'd expect on the 64, which is probably why you like it. But it knew how to use like the system's weaknesses to its advantage. It kept the poly count very low to keep the frame rate high and like the performance high.
You know, because it was trying to be a video game.
Yeah.
I think
And
if I had
the-
realized that I had played this game before, that I would
And the low poly count kind of gave the characters like this edgy look to them.
Because really, what I did was I had the top games, the middling games, the games I don't
gonna
understand
wait.
or haven't played, and then the low games. So like, this was I think
should
I
have
accidentally put
sure.
this in the lower games.
Music I think is my favorite on the console. Nothing.
It was a
there's
really,
nothing.
really good game.
There's nothing like it in terms of music.
That is good, right? So.
It's a short game. We beat it in 2 streams. Very hard in terms
Short
of like
and
the
sweet
control
is
scheme.
what you want out of that.
Yeah. The control scheme is very unique using like the left and middle handles on the controller. But being able to play 2-player made it easier for us.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play the sequel on the Wii because you can use the Wii remote to aim.
Mm.
And it even sets up for it because like, hey, we're going into the future of 2007, and here's your son. And then he plays the son in the sequel.
Oh, I was like,
I still don't understand
The story is
a lot of the story.
Yeah, it's confusing, but it's very Evangelion inspired. Especially if you look at the Evangelion 64 game, it almost feels like it was supposed to be an arcade game. Like he's booted up and plays the cutscene. It's like, oh, press start
Yeah.
to join.
Like Time Splitters.
I guess I haven't played Time Splitters, but
Mm.
Sin and Punishment was never on arcade. It was just a 64 game, and like Nintendo co-created it, so it's like this is what Nintendo can make.
Nintendo can
Is
make
that
video
mine
games.
specific?
But I just loved the game, and that's why we played it. So I put it at number 1 for this year.
Yeah,
oh, this was your number one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Too bad it
and
sucks.
Connor sabotaged it.
I did sabotage it, and I didn't even realize I did until now.
14 is Lollipop. It's a tie between Lollipop Chainsaw and Hi-Fi Rush.
Ah, fuck! It's yellow.
Is there
Lollipop
something to-
Chainsaw.
Is
I
there
would
something
say.
to climb?
I would say Lollipop Chainsaw is a funnier game, but it's less of a video game than Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rhythm mechanic is actually really fun, and you don't get punished severely by not being able to follow it. You just get rewarded for following it on time, which I think is very important, especially since the rhythm isn't just tied to you. Everything in the world and all of the enemies still move to that beat.
Mm.
We need more rhythm games like that.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
We need
I
more
hate
games like Hi-Fi Rush. Anyway, I'm gonna kill everyone who's working on the sequel.
it. Lollipop Chainsaw sucks. I think it sucks.
Yeah, you definitely hated it.
I hate it.
I liked it probably the most.
I think the gameplay was awful.
wasn't very good.
Anytime you guys got into a fight, there was constant like, ugh.
Yeah, and
It was very slow.
Can you put pants on her? Because then, if you can't, it should be lower. than
Cheerleaders
that.
don't wear pants though.
Okay,
You just
they
outed
do?
yourself pretty hard, dude. I'm scared.
What?
I'm scared. They have
do.
the choice.
Cheerleaders
They wear
can
skirts.
wear pants.
They
They,
wear-
have
they
they
can
have
wear
skirts.
shorts
They
under
have
there.
full
Yeah.
leotards. They have shorts, and also they're not always in cheerleading uniform.
I'm sorry, Leo. What?
But this is a zombie apocalypse. You didn't have
You
time
know,
to go
Leomon.
change.
It's a zombie apocalypse.
How is she
There's
supposed to-
clothes everywhere.
How is she supposed to change with her boyfriend's head tied to her belt though?
She does. in the
She
beginning
can
of the
take
game.
off the belt.
You change her in the game.
Yeah, she can wear high school of the dead uniforms. I think they're
That's-
bringing them all back in Repop. I also own Repop.
You do.
Yeah, I bought Repop, which now has copyright free music because like a lot of the music was licensed in the game. So
Sick.
Surprised they didn't get taken down.
yeah, so we just like talked over them. The gameplay was definitely too slow and sluggish because it was made by Suda51 and it felt more like No More Heroes 2 than 1, and 2 was a lot slower than 1. But
Which
this felt even worse.
supposedly He's supposed to be making like a new game this year.
Well, it's a good thing
And the
Suda
humor-
51 sucks. He's
And the humor
horrible to
wasn't
work
as good
with.
as No More Heroes either. It felt like a kind of a worse knockoff of No More Heroes, but it still had like some of the charm it does. So that's why I enjoyed the game. I just like games that don't take themselves totally seriously. Like you can have fun with it,
Yeah.
and like it just kind of jumps to random mini games. Like now you're on a lawnmower and just mowing over zombies while listening to you
Like
spin
your
me
Frank
around.
Quest.
Hi-Fi Rush had better characters, better gameplay, and better story. And that's why I think it's better.
And it played better.
And it played.
had better
That's why I said
controls,
gameplay.
And then
That's
it had,
all part of
better
gameplay.
visuals. And it had
Oh yeah,
better
it did have better
sounds.
visuals.
And you could actually make Chai wear more or less pants.
You could give him
You
more
had
clothing.
you had pant freedom.
You had control over his pants.
What about Wrench's pants?
What's
Clive,
the next?
you have control
what's the
over
next
Clive's
game?
pants.
No, Chai, like T.
Oh,
Say the next game, please.
This upsets me personally because this was my number one choice. Number 12 is Signalis.
Signalis is a really good horror, like inspired by the way like Resi 1 and 2 kind of played. Very interesting to look at, even though like horror doesn't like get me. It still did a lot of things that intrigued me about the story. I think framing it in you have to go back to the main menu and hit start new game like 3 times in a row was kind of annoying. But other than that, it's presented very well, plays very well, and Tristan shat himself live, and I wasn't supposed to tell you guys.
We're supposed to have our secrets, right? Chris was supposed to experience that. No, it's legitimately scary. It's got a legitimately interesting story. The gameplay can have hiccups for the most part is really good.
Tristan had to buy new pants.
I had to buy new pants.
You
It
had
hurt.
control
It
over your
hurt.
pants.
It hurt my wallet. I'll admit. I'll
I'll
admit it.
acknowledge.
I'll admit it.
But you'd buy those pants again.
I shit myself. Michelle saw.
Then
shit
Poliana
myself.
or your wife?
It had a beautiful atmosphere. It was great. I think it was. Again, I think I'm just into indie games more than other games. Like I rated it above Astrobot just to put things in perspective. Like Astrobot, by the way, was none of our game of the year. Just-
Yeah.
No, it was Keely's.
Oh shit, I can't remember Connor. What did you rate as your number one?
Toki's
we're gonna have to figure it out.
Was it Toki Tori too?
No.
That'd be crazy. Anyway, we'll move on
What do
to
you show this game is not your
11, which is StarCraft.
I think I rated Astrobot at 2.
I think for me it was number 3. I hate it that much. I put it at 3. Anyway, StarCraft.
StarCraft is amazing.
StarCraft is one of like the first like competitive RTSs, and it really shows it. A lot of what that game is was what most people want Blizzard to still be, instead of how problematic they are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in huge shit right now because they went from merging with Activision to sexual assault to reverting Overwatch 2 into Overwatch 1.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They are not doing great, and I think it's because they need to make StarCraft 2, not 3, just a sequel to 2.
2-2. 2-2.
StarCraft
It's
2
fine.
is so good though.
StarCraft
We're gonna
2
get
is
there
very
eventually.
good.
Not next year though.
Nah.
Uh,
StarCraft though is good. I mean, it was just a good experience. Like, anytime it got super frustrating, Tristan cheated, and then we got through it.
I cheated in one mission.
I cheated in one, so all that matters is that I won.
Well, if you cheated and lost, that would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm
One time I was getting super fucking frustrated to the point where I was ready to skip the level, and then Tristan was like, "Oh wait, you just need to do this," and then I looked again, and we did it like first try.
Yeah, that's the strategy part of the real time strategy.
Yeah. Because it was just, oh, you could just send a bunch of guys to this one spot and kill this one building and be done with the whole mission. You don't have to do this shit where you play the actual game.
Me.
Number 10, who is going to be number 11 once we decide on a tie, is Super Mario Galaxy.
And
Baby's game.
I'm surprised it got so high.
Me too.
Galaxy 1 is pretty good.
I think it's because all of us generally have good feelings toward it. So even if, like, some of the other games, it's like one person really
It
liked it, one person really
averaged
didn't.
out higher.
Yeah, it averaged out higher. I think that's why it almost made the top 10. I also am noticing that there is a game missing from my document, and I'll figure that out after we go through number 1.
Yeah, I figured out why I think we were at 15. We didn't include. Was Sam and Max on our list? Because
That was
not
last
on
year.
that list.
It was last year.
That was last year?
Yeah. That was one of the things we added to last year after we finished the whiteboard.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was adding it to my bonus games.
Yeah. But yeah, Mario Galaxy. It's a solid game. I think the post game sucks. Where it's all the 100 coin missions.
Yeah, but that's how it usually is with Mario.
Well, no, you can do all in Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine. You can do the 100 coin missions whenever you want.
Yeah, but you don't usually
the-
care.
The fact that you have to wait for the comets for certain stars is annoying.
It at least gives you some variety of which order you do things.
It's like in Odyssey how we were just like, let's just beat the game as quickly as possible
Yeah.
so that we can unlock every mission.
Yeah. I didn't realize you were going to have to beat the game twice in order to finish the game. Because you have to beat Bowser once to unlock the comets. And then you have to go back after you get the comets to then beat him again in the same exact stage with no differences.
Did you get
to
the
get the
1,000
full
moons?
ending?
Did you get to Darkseid?
That's Odyssey. That's not Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You mentioned doing the things for the meteors, though, for Odyssey.
Did I?
Yeah, so that was your main point of how you just rushed through Odyssey.
Oh,
Did you
yeah,
get
yeah,
to
yeah.
Darkseid?
Yeah, we did everything.
Yeah, we did everything in that game. We haven't bought all the moons. The moons.
Yeah, Galaxy 2 I think is better, but it's so much of the same thing. So I just sold Galaxy 1 on the Wii because I have it on 3D All-Stars. I don't want to own it twice.
Galaxy 2 is in this weird place where it's almost taking place at the same time as Galaxy 1.
It's just a rewrite of the story.
Yeah, but it also sometimes isn't, and like considers you've already doing things here and uses that knowledge, so it's in a very weird place.
Mario Galaxy 1 it never happened in Mario Galaxy 2.
Except for
Is the best way to
parts,
describe it.
Except for there's some parts that reference things that only happen in Galaxy 1.
But like they don't want to acknowledge the story parts that were written because
Despite
Miyamoto
acknowledging
hates
it.
story.
Yeah.
Miyamoto despises if you want to tell a story. Like when his son was a child, and he
just went, go to
Dad,
bed.
tell me a story. He went, fuck you, good night.
I'm
Fuck
going
you.
to say
Good
goodnight
night.
and tell a story to my real son, Kirby and Bowser Jr.
Number 9, which is gonna be number 10, Axiom Verge.
I thought this game was alright.
It hits the top 10.
It
and
did
it's
hit the
only
top
alright.
10 for me this year. What I like most about it is the amount of freedom you have to choose what you want to fight with, and the interest in all the different types of weapons.
Freedom is the main part of what makes a video game a video game. Being able to
Yeah.
tackle it your own way, making sure each copy is personalized.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was a really good game and deserved to be high on the list.
I deserve to be behind the list.
It looked cool.
I thought it was a good game too, though. Although I'm liking Metroidvanias more now than I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plays
I
Hollow
like
Knight
Metroidvanias
once.
Now that
Plays
you've been
Hollow
playing
Knight
Toki
4
Tori.
times.
I think Axiom Verge is better than Toki Tori.
That's crazy to me.
Number 8, which is gonna be number 9 soon. Half-Life.
Half-Life 1 is very good and foundational in several directions. It's basically what took the concept of like what the first 3 Doom games are and put it actually in that 3D space and added things like physics, interactions, mattering. You can do things like drag around boxes. You can break through cover. Explosions matter. The AI is some of the most revolutionary at the time for how they behave and react.
Until
And don't get my anger from the final boss confused with not liking it, because I replayed it after knowing how you beat it, and I did it in like 10 minutes. I spent literally like over an hour on the final boss on stream because I thought you could just shoot it and be done, but no, you have to open a weak point to then hit him. And I didn't know that, so we spent over an hour wasting all of our ammo to try to kill it. It was a pain. I've been considering for a while cutting that whole part down and just like getting like just doing like the first few attempts and then the last few attempts, but like it was not as bad as my original gameplay had it out to be. It was very easy once you figure like, oh yeah, you just open up his head and go, you know what I'm saying? Imagine Gordon Freeman's like,
You open his head and go.
oh my god, did I say Gordon Freeman? Wait, is that the right guy? Two guys sound exactly alike. Morgan Freeman is the one that's like
Gordon Freeman is the voice of God.
yes.
Morgan Freeman.
So
Gordon Freeman.
7 we have another
Morgan Ramsey.
7 we have another tie, and it's a very interesting tie. It's the most interesting tie we've had this whole time.
Let's see.
Your
It's-
name is Ty?
Alien Isolation tied with Return of the Obra Dinn.
Death Battle.
Interesting.
Which one's scarier?
Alien. Obra Dinn isn't scary.
He made something.
I
Obra
don't-
Dinn was just one of the most interesting puzzle games, period.
I get that, and a lot of my opinions on Alien is it's really good horror because if you want to do well and you want to make the game easier on yourself, you have to force yourself out of your comfort zone, calling that thing into rooms, hiding, and then walking out as soon as it passes you.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be successful, you have to put yourself in a position where you tell the alien where you are so it comes looking for you, so when you leave, you know where it is.
Yeah. The Alien's AI is very advanced, and I died a lot on it. It fucking sucked. The game's awful. Obra Dinn is a puzzle game, and I usually don't like puzzle games, but it was a very good puzzle game.
It's like the final boss of Phasmophobia.
It's
Yeah.
a very open puzzle game too. Like it's not like a multiple choice I can just power through. You have to get it right. You have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah. Me and Connor, the only time we got lucky maybe twice by accident when we were like, let's just try to guess this, and we already knew that two of the, because it doesn't tell you your guess is right unless you have 3 right at the same time. So you can't just keep guessing, getting it right. So
unless you're really fucking lucky.
Yeah, me and Connor would try it sometimes, and sometimes we'd realize another one's wrong because no option would fit. And then sometimes it would be like, oh, okay, we can try to guess on this guy because we know he was here with them. We know this was his job, but we don't know which of these 3 names it could be. So let's try each of these names. Stuff like that. But, like, the fact that we only had to look up, I think, 1. We only had to look up 1, and it's because we didn't understand, because you have to say how they died. And we didn't understand how it considered them as dying. And we had to look up how they died. Every other information was correct. We were just like, what do they consider that? It's very like abstract the way they died. So it's like, what do they consider this? And we had to look that up. Other than that, we did everything ourselves, I think. I think that's how we opened this year up too, with Obra Dinn.
Such a great game.
And then after this podcast, we're gonna eat some Obra dinner. That's crazy.
We're gonna eat Oprah's
What would
dinner?
you say goes above, Alien or Return?
Return.
You think Return? Okay, I agree with that.
I think Alien goes above, actually, and so does Chris. Those are xenomorph noises.
You don't see Conker parodying Obra Dinn, do you?
Oh, I thought Richard said that. I was like, that's a very clever comment.
They said the
Richard.
PSP God of Wars were surprisingly good.
Yeah, I've been seeing that for a while now.
Yeah.
He also said, "Did you guys have a good Christmas?"
He also asked if Detroit is on this year's list.
He also
Did
said,
you
"No,
guys realize that they almost died on the easiest difficulty?
Number 6 is Live a Live remake.
I'm so."
I'm surprised that is so high. I looked at that game. The visual style of the 2D and 3D being mixed pisses me off.
I'm surprised it's that high when I put it that high.
Wow, you fucking idiot.
Because I was disappointed with it. I'm the one who brought it to the table because I love the original, which I shouldn't.
think if I'm going to touch that game, I have to touch the original because the newer version visually pisses me off.
See, I love the HD 2D style with Octopath. It just doesn't look quite right with Live a Live.
Yeah, because it feels like there's two different directors for the sprites and the actual backgrounds. All the colors are wrong.
They are, yeah. The voice acting's weird, even though people praise it.
The voice acting sucks. It's not weird. It sucks.
Yeah, it's just bad.
It's straight up bad.
It replace this with the N64 game.
I put it higher because
Blockbuster.
I enjoyed playing the
SNES.
game though.
No,
No,
I had
it's
a-
Sin and Punishment.
with
I-
Sin and Punishment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because
that
Connor
actually-
sabotaged.
I had a good feeling with it. I played it with you guys, and I felt like it was a good.
I don't think it was bad.
Yeah,
per
it's
se.
still
It was
good.
disappointing, but it wasn't bad.
But even the original, like, I go back to it, I'm like, this isn't as good as I remember it being.
We
It's
played it
extremely-
literally a year before that.
Yeah.
We
But, like,
literally-
even then, where I was like, this is very flawed, but there's a lot great in it. But it's all, like, has a great story, a great idea for a game, great characters, but then the gameplay... But even the gameplay itself is, like, a really cool system. It's just not very well executed. And the remake only added, like, quality of life improvements to it without actually fixing the fundamentals. Like, they tell you what their weaknesses are now. They give you a little more information on what your moves do. But that's
Yeah.
it.
Number 5. I'm surprised.
Top
I
5.
am shocked that this made the top 5.
Yeah, sure, but...
Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2.
Because I really liked the game.
It's not you didn't. You're not the.
It's-
You're not the only one who rated
It's
it.
what
brother.
a Dynasty Warriors game should be.
It is the pinnacle of the Dynasty Warriors franchise.
I
Above
actually agree
Dynasty
with that.
Warriors.
I actually agree with that. I think it is the pinnacle of Dynasty Warriors.
If
It
you
just is.
want to try and see if Dynasty Warrior games are your thing, you try Gundam Dynasty Warriors too.
No Shirako with this one though. He didn't. He wasn't a Chad in this game. So
Yeah, he forgot to fight.
we got a doc. That's Ramble Row.
Tristan forgot that Ramble Ralph forgot to fight.
So we just started fighting.
But like things even in Hyrule Warriors. So in Dynasty Warriors, you know how it's like the base system,
Mhm.
and you take bases and defend. In Dynasty Warriors, you can defend
the armies
with the Wii U gamepad.
gamepad.
In Dynasty Warriors Gundam, when you're in a base that's about to die, one of your bases, and you stay there, and you're taking out enemies, you can actually see the base refill, like get health back as you're going, so you can make sure it doesn't get taken as soon as you leave. In Hyrule Warriors, that is an added effect you need to equip your characters with in order to stop your base from being taken.
That you can only get in the bonus.
That you
mode
can
on
only
random
get
chance.
with the My Fairy mode in the game, right?
Which is sadly the best part of the game.
Yeah, the My Fairy is kind of fun though. So like it's like you took this basicness thing that like made the game better, and you then said, oh, but now you're gonna have to spend points or whatever. I can't remember how that game does it. On get it. It's a chance. You don't even get you can't choose your abilities. It's a
Yep.
chance that you get these abilities.
Based
It's
off
like
of
you
what
gotta
feed
hope
it.
you get the ability you want to in order to keep your bases from going under. Because if your mission is you can't let in Hyrule Warriors you can't let this base go under, or else you lose. You can stand there all day and defend your base, but you can't win the mission like that because you have to go take the other
You
base.
have to
So as soon as you leave, you have to just
specifically-
hope it doesn't get taken the
And
second
you
leave.
have to specifically protect the one guy who's that base's captain.
Yeah, so it's just really annoying that game. Gundam, it's like no, we're not gonna bullshit. All right, like we'll just sit, take a seat. We're not gonna bullshit you. All right, we're gonna give you a fair shot at victory here. All right, you stay here, we give you more. All right, that's what we're bringing to
And
the
you
table.
know what? Guntank, my husband, is in
Is
the
play
game.
and he's playable. You can
He-
play.
my
as the gun
husband
tank.
is
play as
playable.
the gun tank.
You can play as the gun tank.
Even in the space levels where everyone's flying, you can play as Guntank, even though he has treads.
He treads his way through space.
Anyway, number 4, Devil May Cry.
DMC1 being this high is quite surprising.
Mm.
It's almost as high as the amount of phantoms that are in the game.
It's almost as high as the amount of spiders you had to fight.
That's the Phantom. That's the name
Phantom
of
is
Phantom.
the spider scorpion.
Yeah.
I'm reiterating the joke. It's not because I didn't understand it.
Oh, you mean like how you have to reiterate the joke
Understand.
of fighting Phantom again?
Going back to the looker.
It's like it's like
at
in
the
the
end of
punishment
the
so
looker,
long.
it
What's your
makes you
laptop
trace
doing
out the shape of Phantom.
it's like the Bo Burnham song where she's
Trace
talking
Phantom.
about the
I thought it was Phantom.
God damn it! It's the fucking Scarecrow again.
yeah, but instead of Scarecrow, it's fucking Phantom again.
God, it's the fucking looker puzzle again.
I really think that that's my favorite environment in Devil May Cry games. I really like Malay Island.
I really like Resident Evil.
It is. It was supposed to be 4.
That's probably why.
Yeah. It has that sort of more Resident Evil-esque environment.
Mhm.
It controls very well for what it is, and it's not DMC2, the SMT prequel.
We got good.
I loved DMC1 a lot. I put it very high on the list because I could replay that game again.
I
Right
did.
now.
I did it this year, and then I did it this year on the channel.
Played it twice.
Gotta find out.
Get some rice.
Naughty and rice.
Go ahead.
Number 3, Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh yeah.
This one got surprisingly high, even though I know it's like a very acclaimed game.
This one was
It
high
was like an
because-
all-around great game, but it's like not one of my favorites. It's like it was just very good in all aspects.
And this one just average
Oh,
high.
sorry,
Mhm.
sorry, I forgot. No, I lied. Number 2 is actually a tie with something, so I'm not missing one. They're all
Okay.
here.
Sick.
Yeah, Ori was great. I don't think it's as good as Hollow Knight because Hollow Knight you control so tightly.
Oh, you're gonna
Ori,
play,
it's like
you're gonna play Will o' the Wisp, and you're gonna be like, did Hollow Knight get dethroned?
So for something to tie it to, doesn't that mean someone had to pick it as its number? 2 people had to pick it for their number 1.
No. Anyway, Ori and the Blind Fuck. Ori and the Blind Fuck.
Isn't that what you did with Sign?
isn't that Veil? Veil versus Sign.
Veil versus Sign.
Ori and the Blind Fuck.
Gorgeous game.
It's so beautiful.
It was just hard for me to like judge how like far or high my jumps would go, so I just died so much. But that was the fun
Yeah.
part of the stream, is just me dying every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And the stupid power-ups they added to the definitive edition just felt very out of place.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Well,
Like
the dash was helpful, but I just forgot I had it. And then the grenade throwing, it's like it halts your gameplay. You have to stand
Yeah.
still, aim it, like you aim the arc, and then you throw
and it doesn't even really damage.
And only it was a key because certain little lamp things you have to hit with that grenade to open different locks.
Richard said Ori is awesome. Looking forward to you guys playing Will o' the Wisp, which I think is better.
It's because he has a
100%
melee
better.
weapon that he clashes against the nail
it's
with.
not even that. Oh yeah, it's not even that though. There's so much.
Mm.
That game looked at Hollow Knight and said, "Oh my god,
That's
can do that
me.
too."
I'm Silk Song. Remember, that game was supposed to come out 4 years ago, day 1 on Game Pass.
I think that was more than 4 years ago.
Silk Song's
No, I
trailer, I
checked.
think it was like 2018
That's 6
or
years ago.
2019.
That's 5 years ago.
It actually just came out. That's -1 years ago.
But yeah, Ori is by far. I think it's deserving of the now number 4 spot, but tied for number 2. This is a crazy. I'm gonna have to figure out how I should place these, if I could place these. It's Nier Automata and Castle Crashers tied.
I think Castle Crashers
Me-
is
yeah,
above
me too.
Nier Automata.
Castle
I'm
Crashers.
surprised Nier even got in
Castle
the top 10.
I've never played Nier Automata, but everybody says
What?
it's the greatest game. So
It's
since remember we played it very briefly.
it's pretty good.
We don't talk about Silk Song anymore. It's too painful.
The main thing that's going on with Nier Automata that is like sort of my only complaint is that the heavy weapons aren't that fucking heavy.
You're not physically holding them. How do you know?
I was so pissed about the
if
fist.
the
I thought
game is
Nina's
still
gonna
very,
punch somebody.
like, fast paced. I'm glad they let you just deck a motherfucker in the face.
But I wish he physically was doing it. It's just fists that float in front of him. I wanted 9S to just punch somebody.
Oh, with 9S, yeah, no.
Well, can't
he's
you
a
just
twink.
unequip everything?
Yeah, but he's still a twink.
Yeah. He hacks his way into their hearts.
I would probably put Nier above Castle Crashers, but that's only because Nier is like one of my top 10 games.
And everyone disagrees with you, so you know you're wrong.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was actually kind of disappointed with it because you hyped it up so much as like the greatest thing. I think like a lot was so good about it, like character story, writing, music, and stuff like that. Even the environments were really good. but the gameplay was just another Platinum game, and the side quests kind of sucked.
Dude, the side
No,
quest
it's a lot
fucked us
better
on multiple
than-
occasions. The fact that you pushed that block the wrong way and it made that side quest completely uncompletable.
I
Yeah,
think it
for the rest of the
plays
file.
better than a lot of Platinum games.
Mm.
Platinum's very
Need to
samey.
get up for a second.
But like doing the side quests was not very fun. I like that they tied in with the story, but a lot of them it just results in, oh yeah, this person died.
I mean,
but
that's fair, but like comparatively to how the side quests in Replicant are done,
yeah.
it's like night
See,
and day.
I like
which
their
ones are
experience with
better.
Replicant more because we didn't do the side quests in that one.
That's true. I straight up was like, they're not worth it.
But the chip system is so much better than the words on the scrolls.
yeah,
Easier to understand.
I also like the death messages
Yep, the death messages were
because
fun.
you can do those things like I died here.
That's what we did. Or the interactivity with like the corpses around that you can get stuff from.
And you can pick some of them up and have them fight with you.
Yeah, except when they were hacked and they started fighting us.
That's still cool though.
But I think the game just had a lot of padding, especially with having to do 9S's story, which is almost the same as 2B's.
Yeah,
and
I
putting
feel
those
like-
stupid boxes that you can't open until you get to 9S's story.
I feel like that this is one of the issues I brought up with Signalis of having to hit new game again and do like a second playthrough. With Signalis's case, it's quite literally a fully different playthrough. But 9S's story is literally just the same story until you get to A2's. And at the end, there is like negative reasons to choose 9S.
that third playthrough felt like it went by so quickly.
It almost was like a side
Comparatively.
story.
Yeah, comparatively, it's like half the length of
It is, yeah.
like Niers or 9S's. Not both.
I wish
of
we had
them,
more
but-
time to play as A2. Her Berserk mode sucked because it just drained your health immediately. And so we used up all our healing items just to stay alive. And
Why'd you keep going into a Berserk mode?
because I didn't know how to get out of it originally.
Just SD.
And yeah, just having to redo the whole story again with 9S is bad. I wish it was a 2-player game, like simultaneous.
Yeah, that would have been
Or have 9S separate from 2B for a good majority of the story so that the two stories feel different.
Yeah.
So that
Um,
could actually be.
and just like talking to people is just their talking heads and just text on screen.
So that's
I freaked
so
out for a
that's-
second because I'm watching that and I'm like, who the hell just came in?
so. The thing about talking heads is that's just what happens to Emil. That's him.
I don't like what they did to Emil. Like
Who
for
is
being
it? Who?
just the characters
He's
and
he's,
Who
talk-
is it?
he's quoting a Talking Head song. That's
Oh.
what he's doing.
stop talking head. But like I don't like what they did with him, where he was like this key character in one, and now he's just some salesman with the stupid song that ruins
Did
key
you
cutscenes.
do his fight?
No,
His fight is real good.
it's insanely hard.
We did I like that you got to go to his hideout with the flowers and stuff. That
Yeah.
was nice.
And it's
But
like,
the fact that he's just kind of like a joke character for the most part is weird.
what? You played that game and
Every
came
day's a
off with Emil
sale,
being a chill
Every
character?
sale's a win.
Just follow his rolling head around, and then he just rides around with a stupid song playing.
Even after the whole scene where he's like talking about how he doesn't remember anything that happened,
Yeah, that
but
was
these
good.
flowers give him comfort.
Yeah, that was good.
you
but, like-
laughed when he was talking about the death of his friends. You were
Yes.
like, that's
That's-
hilarious.
That's normal for Chris.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He looks at like Charlie Street Fighter and he starts cackling.
Like I wish the game were better, but I still did really enjoy it.
let's move to the one we were talking about with is Castle Crashers.
I loved it.
Castle Crashers
It's just a fun time.
is a great time, a perfect timepiece, well animated, and about to get an update that changes the whole art style. It's still getting updated today.
But it's so like perfect. I don't think it needs to be like updated in art style.
And even then, you can just turn it off.
Yeah.
Or you can make Blorbo shitfuck and play as him.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had more fun playing it by myself because I could learn the mechanics more instead of just relying on you guys. But
I'm a big Castle Crashers apologist. Don't worry, I know.
juggling enemies and like keeping them in the air is like such an addictive thing. Like second only to Mother 3's music combos. Like you don't have to keep going with it, but it's just so
You know
much
Chris
fun.
loves Castle Crashers if he's comparing it to Mother 3.
Yeah.
Isn't it just like over up? That's how you just keep them in the air.
With some characters, Green Knight is statistically the worst because his combos are different.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I like that there's so many characters to choose from, even though like, just pick Red.
I picked Red because he melts bosses.
Yeah.
There's also
I didn't-
Fencer and Industrialist.
I didn't realize that you hold the electricity to
Yeah.
melt their health. I just kept hitting it, and I'm like, oh, this isn't very good.
And then I showed you live, and I melted that man.
Mm-hmm.
He is super.
Yeah, I love the Newgrounds style to the game. All the music is really good. It's a very like
Oh.
timepiecey game.
I love like almost all of the Behemoth games.
Mhm.
The new one they came out with is like a bit too simple for my taste, but things like Castle Crashers, Battle Block, and Pit People are really good. I haven't played the new Alien Hominid, but that's one of the ones I want to do with all four of us.
Yeah. Can anyone guess what our number one is? What we haven't talked about
Astrobot.
yet? Astrobot.
It did make number
It's
one.
so funny that Astrobot made number one after all this
So
shit.
it-
is
averaged
Astrobot
the
the only
highest.
game that came out this year that we played?
Yeah.
No, DMC one came out this year.
Astrobot's just so. It was just so good of a game.
Mm-hmm. This is all around like this is what 3D platformers should be.
And we got the thing where it's like, how did this beat Spider-Man PS4 again? Where people kept showing cutscenes in comparison to
Black
Astrobot's
Myth
gameplay.
Wukong.
Yeah, which there are times where it's like, this is gameplay. None of the ones they showed that were. Black Myth Wukong is a decently fun game from the looks of it, but it has this issue of more people played Black Myth Wukong than played Astrobot, and more people still voted for Astrobot, so it's your fault. Quit complaining.
I think when it comes to stuff like that, you're not gonna appease everyone. Because if you put the best platformer in the universe and the best Souls-like in the universe next to someone, and you have someone play the both, what they're gonna choose is better. Is gonna be the one that with the gameplay style they prefer. If you're not into Souls-like, you're gonna say Astrobot. If you're not into platformers, you're gonna say.
Well, also you have to
Wukong.
consider that, like, as a genre, Souls-likes are mean to you.
Some
I mean,
people
that's
just
the
want to have a
point.
good time, so that's why they'll go to Astrobot.
I
Well,
feel like
Astrobot is
Astrobot
more-
was such
It
a
is more than a
make-
good time.
Astrobot was just such a makeout session to all that came before it.
Yeah,
you know?
for the most part, as much as Black Myth Wukong is sort of like a love letter to Journey to the West and a lot of like
It is.
Chinese
that's a
culture that
perfect
come from
example of
those.
what exactly it is.
And a lot of the culture that
Tongue the
came
hole
from
of the
Journey
disc.
to the West.
Yeah.
Astrobot is more about the industry it's already in.
Yeah.
It is celebrating everything that these games were, and are going to be.
The tree raps to you to tell you
it-
what to do in the level.
It is my hope that Astrobot.
Yeah, that level, that one level in particular, is like the greatest level. You're right.
I loved the graphics were some of the best in all of gaming because it utilizes what the PS5 can do. Just so many particles on screen, all with their own physics, all really shiny with the ray tracing, and then you add like no gravity, time slow on top of that, and now they're like all over the place, and you can feel and hear them in the controller. It was so immersive.
And then you open the controller up, and there's a little Astrobot in there. He
Yeah,
falls
and
out.
then
and then you
can
shake
fl-
him.
Yeah,
You
They,
shake
they
him.
did have
and then I get rid of it as they're being flung. Where do they go?
they did have certain annoying things from like Playroom, like the
Yeah.
hands, but like they were like one or two stages, and that's it. So it's not that big
I
a
think the
deal.
worst part of the game is the floss stance.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, the floss dance is the worst.
It's like
And it
I don't
want
want to see. I don't want to see my favorite
is-
character floss.
It is the thing that's gonna date the game most
Yeah.
out of anything else.
We look back, it's like, oh, this game hasn't aged well because floss.
people like to call it like Sony like sucking their own dick, but I do agree that it's instead of Sony sucking their own dick, it really feels more like a graveyard to all these IP they have that they're not using.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the new stage came out like a couple days ago,
And they added Gex.
and they added Gex and Tomba.
Wins
And
game of the
somebody
year,
else.
first step, add Gex.
Oh, Croc, and they added Croc. It's like
But no Cloud or Sonic still.
there's they're not making new games of these. I mean, I guess Croc is getting a remaster, but and Tomba too. I think Tomba actually is getting
Tomba
a remaster
is,
too.
Yeah.
Is there anything happening with Rayman? Because they just added Rayman to that.
No, he just swore on a TV show.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that shit was a dream. But yeah, Astrobot's game of the year for us too. which is funny.
What a coincidence.
That's so funny.
It's because Connor rated Sin Punishment so low.
I don't think it would have.
This is my number one.
I don't think it would have made. Mine was Signalis, which was only a little bit above.
I also didn't know Signalis either, so I probably rated
Signalis-
that lower.
What was your number one, Connor? No, that we've gone
StarCraft?
through them all.
No.
Astrobot?
Astrobot
You made
was
out with
2.
it. Ori?
I think it was Ori.
Yes.
It was Ori.
What was Sharky's number one? Castle Crashers?
Castle Crashers.
Yeah, I put it as my number 2.
I put Yick as my number 2.
Million.
2.
Millie.
2 million and
So
2.
this is the quickest we've ever
I
gone
know.
through.
I'm
everything.
impressed. The sun hasn't
maybe
even set.
maybe we will
We'll bang out all these other categories.
No, we'll look at one because I have a plan for this podcast next year to make
Really?
it make more sense. Yeah,
I mean, I think this was a good amount
so
of
I
time
can I'll say
for what we've done so far.
I can say it here because it's in the podcast. So at the end of every quarter next year, I want to take a break from streaming and just take time for ourselves, right? Like not worry about streaming because I do this more than you guys do this. I do this like 4 or 5 times a week, and I want to take a week off. But in that week off, I'm thinking like we won't play a game, we can do that podcast so we can get 1, 2, 3, 4 done next year instead of, we did one last year in February, and then that was it, or this year in February and that was it. Take like 4 weeks off next year and we can just be like, all right, we'll do the podcast this day instead of not doing that and just continuing to play games. We also picked less games to play next year, so we will probably finish them.
I mean, we picked a decent amount this year, and we finished almost all of them.
Oh, were
So,
you
Chris-
weaklings complaining about not finishing all of the games on your ends of the
It's
list?
Nier's fault.
I,
Your took
we,
too
we
long.
almost finished. We have
If
one
Nine has to
game
have his own
left and
playthrough,
one
we would have
mission
finished
left.
everything.
Don't worry, I covered you both for the ones you missed, so I did 4 extra.
I didn't. We don't have any we missed. We only have one level that we missed so far.
And I had to cover that with 4 extra games.
You covered Chris. Sharky covered Chris and Honey, and that
Honey?
is
Was a bad
the
sponsorship.
saddest thing that we've ever seen.
Markiplier called that shit out.
Just
Though.
said.
Yeah, Markiplier hated when I covered Chris and Honey.
It's this document.
The casting our pods.
That's
will
not
be
not
there.
right. Get him
Yeah,
out.
let's see what we can get through.
Yeah.
Do we
Who-
want to talk about our first games?
Our first games?
Oh, let's talk about this. What games did you guys play off camera that you would like to talk about?
A game that a lot of you guys, I don't think any of you guys played. That was really good. Stellar Blade.
I didn't play it.
It is genuinely one of the best games that came out this year.
This year.
This year.
I had my number one. I didn't play much. Off camera, I only beat like 2 games. I think it was Sonic X Shadow Generations, and I beat Cavern of Dreams like in the beginning of the year.
Mhm.
And I'd say Cavern of Dreams would have been my number one if I streamed it because I love that game.
Me and Chris played a game off stream for the past 17 years.
Oh, Dark
Um,
Cloud.
And Dark Cloud was a lot of fun.
Dark Cloud is literally the best time.
In the beginning, I'm like, this is way too harsh on the player, like all these very restrictive mechanics. But then by the end, it's like, it wouldn't be the same without them.
Mm-hmm. You understand in the late game why it's like that in the early
Yeah.
game.
Then we made the greatest synth sphere.
Yeah.
It should be framed in the
We had
museum.
such a time strategizing in that game, Tristan. We did not strategize nearly as much as we did in this.
Well, yeah,
It was
we
because
realized
playing-
I was gonna say it was because we realized in the game
Yeah.
that we were like, oh, we need to do better with all this.
Like me and Chris, we created a synth sphere that had every single ability that we wanted to have on any weapon, so that we can just move it to whatever weapon we're playing with, and it increases the power of everything. So like we were able to just level everything up really quickly, and I know that we did something similar in ours, but we really focused
Well,
hard.
we focused on tone. We didn't do things for other characters. That was
Yeah.
our downfall.
We put it on everybody's weapons.
yeah.
We actually upgraded others. The only thing that we didn't really build up any weapons.
Yeah, not until the
Till
end of
the
the
end.
game. We're like, oh, there's no way we can do this. We built up Tone's best sword twice.
Yeah.
at the very end.
How about
Yeah.
you, Sharky? Is there any game you played this year?
Most of the ones I've played this year are things I want us to get to eventually, so I'm not sure I want to spoil them.
Limits Company.
Limbus Company is a gotcha game. I am doing this because I am mentally ill.
I thought they were their whole company. I thought that was the name of the company.
Limbus Company is the name of the game. Project Moon is.
Oh,
the name of
Project
the company.
Moon. Oh yeah, you play a lot of Project Moon games. That I mean, I
Luna
won't touch.
is a video game that would be incomprehensible to you, and I want to play Lobotomy Corporation with Connor.
okay. Okay, yeah, you don't have to spoil. You played the Digimon games.
I'm going through Digimon World DS because the World series turns into the story series that was supposed to get like a new game like last year.
I know. Yeah, the story series turns into the boring series. Yeah, I understand.
No, story is actually some of the best it gets. I enjoyed Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory. And weirdly enough, they all copy like different SMT games in different ways. Well, still, the main unique mechanic is that it's usually 3-on-3, and the main mechanic is the aptitude stat, where you have to digivolve up and down to get that up so their level can get higher, so you can't just outscale it with form. So you actually have to go back down to what would be weaker forms to get higher levels and better stats to move up to the higher forms that have the better attacks.
It's like training a Smash Amiibo.
I will kill you.
Out of all these categories I'm looking at, because I don't want this to go too much longer.
Mhm.
The one that we could probably do quick, I have nothing for. But if you guys have things, it's bring your own rant.
Yeah.
I can't
This is-
remember.
This is one of the greatest games that I played.
Is
I
it
found
chess?
Stream.
Is it chess? Oh,
It's Risk.
Chris.
So
Damn, a great game.
bring your own rants. Connor really wanted to do this.
What was your rant?
What
don't
was your
remember.
rant? You don't remember?
It's been a year.
You were like, I really need to rant about this. I can't remember.
Wasn't it like the government or something? No, you said the government needs to be rebuilt from scratch.
Yeah, I do. I do
Oh
think
yeah,
that.
this got me talking about the gold standard.
Yeah.
Anyone got any bring your own rants, or is this a dud?
I did. I originally had one about how tipping should be abolished and that everybody should just get paid better, so tipping wouldn't be necessary.
So
but
that's
kind
how
of
it works internationally.
Yeah. So they already got that covered. But my rant idea was for the most like ass backwards, sadistic cooking show.
You play Hyrule Warriors.
So I call it pass it down, or like pass it on, double it up, and give it to the next guy.
Uh-huh.
But it's where instead of working your way up to see if like you're the best chef, it's kind of like putting the chefs down to see how shit you are.
That is called Hell's Kitchen.
But what it is like the cooks prepare something and the judges are in a line of like most prestigious to least. So you start with like
Oh, so we moved to worse and worse judges just to
Yes.
see how easily impressed they are.
yeah, like so it keeps getting passed down until they're like, yes, I would eat
So
this.
do we
That sounds
get...
like an amazing show, Chris.
So I remember you were telling me about like what a star in a star restaurant
Michelin
means.
Star, yeah,
A Michelin star. So like maybe
which
the
is
highest is a,
tire company.
so the highest would be like a 5-star restaurant critic, and then you go down to 4, 3, 2, and a 1-star. I don't know where like Gordon Ramsay would go on there, but like maybe
Well-
he would be a judge, and eventually gets passed down to like maybe a health inspector or something, or just critics of different levels, and eventually gets down to like the head chef of like a local mom and pop restaurant who is like really good, but it's still just a small local joint.
And it goes all the way down to hired this week, it's his first job busboy.
Yeah, like maybe even a busboy or just some old guy who always goes out to eat all the time.
Can I stop you
Gordon
right here?
Ramsay's
From
restaurant
customer.
specifically has 3 Michelin stars.
Can I'm just gonna stop you right here because you have a real problem with reading words and responding to words. How does this have anything to do with a rant? You're pitching me a TV show when I ask you about a rant.
Because it created your rant. about
Yeah.
him asking about a TV show, so it worked.
Because I didn't have a good rant, so this is the next best thing.
So you did. I couldn't figure out something to complain about, so here's a pitch I made.
I haven't figured out
what?
something to complain about, so I'm gonna veer widely right, so you veer left into the
What
actual
was it?
topic.
What was it last time where we were like, these aren't? Oh, worst game design or
Oh, worst game mechanics.
yeah,
or
game
something, I
mechanics.
said
None of them were
games that have lost their meaning.
None
Well, that's a
of these are
category. Or
real.
no, we did that last time. Games that have lost their meaning.
All right,
Um,
I've got a
these
rant.
aren't
So hang on.
real
Let me
things.
finish with the. So it keeps getting passed down to like less prestigious people until it gets to like some busboy who just started, like a stoner who will eat anything. It gets down to a homeless person, and then finally a raccoon is the last judge. It's just in a cage, and they just put the food in there, and if it eats it, like it approves, but if it
And
doesn't, you know that your food is the
As
worst.
the seasons move up, you can see gradually over time as the busboy becomes like a better and better critic, and he starts getting like rated
Just
higher
to be
and
like
higher
a
until
hero's
he gets
tale.
he gets hired by
the
Michelin to do
traveler's
reviews.
tale.
The hero's journey.
So it's literally just like tasteless. I wouldn't eat this, and just like, keep
And
passing
the
it
raccoon
down.
does it too.
Yeah, it just keeps getting passed down until somebody finally eats it,
This
and
tastes
that's
like
what
shit.
your
Try
food,
it.
Your food is rated based on the judge that accepted it.
Mm.
What's your rant, Connor?
All right. Picture this:
No,
socks that don't stink.
I can't.
This is another pitch.
Like, you ever go home and you're just like, damn, my feet smell. What if we just had socks that took all that smell out?
They're
and
just scented
put
socks?
it somewhere else.
They're also flammable
So
in the dryer.
like the like normal like socks that you would get like just in like a big 10-pack, I melt through those.
I want to just say that Connor literally, like, Chris's whole thing was pitching a show. Connor started this with a pitch line, and that pitch line is, "Don't you hate it when this happens to you?"
Hi,
Show me-
I'm Billy Mays.
show me,
with
like, a
socks
black and
that
white-
stink good.
Show me a black and white photo of somebody falling over and dying.
A photo? Not even a video. A photo?
Photo with a red X through it.
Who? Speaking of, did you think of this because you smell your feet? I smell, I smell bad feet now. That you said that, I smell it. Is that you?
Fans
I
cannot
did
picture
fart.
socks that don't stink.
He wants what he doesn't have.
I let out some smelliness for you.
I did ask. He was like, "Oh, you know what's up?"
You know what smells like bullshit?
You got any, Sharky? You got anything to rant about?
Us.
Pitch,
That.
pitch, pitch, pitch.
Bitch, 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 bitch.
90-mile-per-hour fastball.
What?
It's a different
I
kind of
do have a
pitch.
legitimate rant. Why can't they make good games anymore?
Why do they have feels like temperatures? It's just you can't feel like a number.
I know we just.
So
I know our
the
game of the year
way-
came out this year, and also I just talked about how Stellar Blade is like top tier, and that came out this year. But why can't we make good games?
Why do we get one
So-
or like 4 good games a year and 1,000 shitty games?
So the reason why FromSoft is being looked at so highly right now is for the sheer fact of it's not firing its staff every time there's a major release. They're actually letting them learn and get better at the craft, which is a problem that most of the games industry internationally is having, where they will outwardly say, we need more games like Hi-Fi Rush, and then shut down their studio.
That shit's
Uh,
crazy.
They're not letting the people learn. They're just seeing results, getting rid of them, hiring a new team. This
Yeah.
is why a bunch of smaller studios that get bought out is having stuff bad happen for them. This is why a bunch of the Microsoft acquisitions were a problem. When it comes to these smaller teams, they're going to get cycled through just due to poor treatment over and over, and it's going to perpetuate this cycle of AAA games that have all this money and support aren't going to be good because they're not going to have the people who have the skill to push them, because they're not letting people accumulate that skill with these companies.
Yeah.
There's entire foundations now just set up to making sure people can get back into the games industry after they're fired for the first time, so they can actually learn and use that experience to create better projects. This is a huge problem just internationally within the games industry. This isn't just like a United States thing or a thing that happens with properties that Sony buys, or it's internationally a problem.
Yeah.
Why a bunch of people are just being like, oh yeah, if a new game comes out, I'm only going to play it if it's an indie game, is because the whole point of an indie game is they're independent. Aside from like a publisher helping them get it out on actual platforms, the main thing is it's like a small team of people without the oversight that is becoming the problem for the industry.
Yeah.
And it
Can
really
you-
is becoming more and more of a problem.
Can you believe that the dumb fucks online, the dumb fuck redditors that exist out here,
Mhm.
the absolute moronic buffoons that itch their ass crack and then lick their fingers, are actually getting pissed at the guy that won the award for the game changer for making a whole system so programmers could find jobs as they've been game makers could find jobs as they've been laid off because he used to work for a company that did the same thing.
Yeah, so we decided, hey, this is
Like-
a bad thing, so I'm doing it myself to fix it.
I was reading articles online like he's a hypocrite. I'm like, am I a hypocrite if I lose my job and get another one?
Am I a
Like,
hypocrite if I
what?
lose my job and then start a foundation so people stop losing their jobs?
It's crazy. People are so worried about what he used to do, and I'm like, but like he won the award because.
Oh
he
yeah,
made
I helped
this.
build houses for the homeless. You're a hypocrite because your house got blown away by a tornado. Yeah, it made me homeless.
See, at least my game show would give jobs to the homeless. They could be judges on my game show.
And then slowly they become better and better critics.
Yeah.
He could have. That guy could have been on your game show. Yeah.
I can't
I got
believe you
so-
did that for that
I got
raccoon.
so mad.
First, they just have to be humiliated for being homeless to be on my game show.
I could.
But then,
be
like,
Well,
for
that's
every-
just television.
But for
could-
every food that they approve of, they get like pampered a little bit. Like they get a nice shave, they get like a bath.
This is actually
get some-
insane and going to skew the results of your game show just because
They
that
can-
homeless man needs a
they
place
can
to
get
sleep at
some-
night.
non-stink socks.
Yeah, we'll give them
Give
some
them to the
non-stink
homeless.
socks.
The homeless could benefit so much from the non-stink socks.
I
It's all
don't
gonna be
think
'cause
that's their
something
biggest
smells good.
worry right now.
That's my biggest worry for them.
We're at 2.5 hours. I think that's a good stopping time because now the sun's setting.
Mm.
It's getting dark. We covered everything.
We didn't even get to the popcorn.
Yeah, we didn't even know.
Nobody wanted
It's good
it.
till my birthday.
Nobody wanted it.
Sick.
I'm not gonna finish that rice.
Was that your Christmas present, the big bag of popcorn?
No, it was the rice.
It was actually more of a present to you guys than Elite Beat Agents was.
Wow. And
yeah.
we didn't touch it.
Yeah, get your DS working. It's worth your time. I challenge you guys to beat it on all 4 difficulties because I did.
Sick.
It's
spent
one of those-
time on this.
It's one of those games where like it's a perfect learning curve. You go from not knowing anything to mastering the game just from playing it. You don't
Hold
even
on.
have to look anything up.
How is this game multiplayer?
You can link the DSs up. You can do head to head, and you can also do co-op. And I wanna do
How
it.
is it co-op?
I think you take turns.
Um,
But I want to do 4-player. I don't know if we could ever stream it, but like there are exclusive scenarios, not exclusive songs, but like new scenarios for if you're doing multiplayer that I haven't even seen. But yeah, you'll become a pro just from playing it, and it gets ridiculously hard. It's one of those games where like you should pat yourself on the back if you can master it.
okay, but is this a Gubble situation where you look at something extremely simple and go, "This is madness"?
No, I mean they teach you everything in the tutorial, and like that's it for the whole game. But it just gets harder and harder.
Do we want, before we end it, do we want to announce what we're playing next?
Sure.
Penis.
Connor, we are starting out with, I don't know how to say the name of it. That indie game.
How do you say the name of it?
Pseudo Regalia?
Pseudo Regalia.
So we're starting with that. Me and Chris are going to continue beating the games we started.
Yeah,
You guys
and then
know
we
what
will.
that
We're gonna
is?
run back to Anna Mutationum because it has DLC. So the DLC has been out for like at least a year on PC, but it took them this long to port it to consoles. Like between when we finished it and now is when it came out.
We can do that. Then we're going to finish Dexter. Yeah, Pseudo Regalia. I
Is
think
there
I
any
said-
gameplay?
I'm trying to.
Those are images.
And then when we and Chris finish that,
Where's that?
you want to do ours at?
I guess we can do ours.
Yeah, we can do ours at. And me and Sharky are starting with Persona 1.
And that's
Oh,
all
sorry.
you're doing for the year.
Revelations
Yeah,
Persona.
Revelations
The first
Persona.
entry in the Revelations series, which we technically got the second entry into the Revelations series, like this.
Isn't this one you
year.
showed us?
Yeah. That game looks really interesting.
It's like Cavern of Dreams, Castlevania 64 put together.
And then for the group,
Wii Sports Resort.
we got to finish Resi 7's DLC. That'll probably only
Yeah.
take us one sitting though.
Mhm.
And then we're gonna switch.
We're gonna switch to Risk 2.
It's gonna it's gonna be weird. So me and Shucky were talking about it, and we're gonna take breaks in between Payday and Dangan because they're such long games, and we want to get to the other games, right?
Yep.
So there's 10. Oh my
Sorry.
god,
Sorry.
Jesus, Connor.
We're gonna do this now.
So there's 10 years worth of Payday 2, and we're gonna do 1 year of content at a time.
Mhm.
And Danganronpa, there's 6 chapters plus 4 other things, which equals 10.
So
So every
there's-
time we finish a Payday year, we'll go to another thing.
there is one small issue, and it's that I only own like 7 or so years of the Payday content, so I need to buy the rest. Because if I have it, we can all play it.
Oh, only one person needs to have it all?
Only one person needs to have it all, and I'm probably going to be the only one who would go back
Okay.
to it.
I just bought the base game
I
'cause it
have
was on
I
sale
have
for like
everything in
$3.
Payday 2.
Revelations 2.
If that's
is
what you're
great.
asking.
1 is a bit rage-inducing, so it should be fun to watch.
For Resident Evil?
Resident Evil Revelations. I don't get it.
Revelations Persona.
That's what we're playing.
Yeah, no, that's what me and
Revelations
Sharky are
Yeah,
saying.
as in like the channel
Yeah, yeah.
we're playing. We're not playing Resident Evil Revelations this year.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is.
Oh, that smells so bad, Connor.
Sorry. He said
Uh,
Revelations 2 Le Great. Le Great.
Le great.
It's IE, by the way.
E-I-O-I-E.
E-I-E-I-O. Yo.
I read it.
Resident Evil
like
took place
two
on a
the first
farm.
time.
E-I-E-I-O.
And on that farm, I took my life. And that's just how it
Environmental
goes.
No, that's pretty
storytelling.
fucked up, Tristan.
I know.
Can
sorry.
joke about that.
What else are we playing? Are we playing anything?
So the Twin Towers.
I might.
Are they on the list?
I was contemplating just not even like trying to keep it a secret anymore because who cares,
Mm.
right? And I was gonna make like a trailer.
Okay, but also,
Of
have you
everything.
considered we change shit a lot?
We do.
Stop making promises we can't keep.
I'll name the trailer.
Ooh, well, as long as I finally get Horizon.
It's on the list.
It's up there, Steve.
I'll put a trailer of everything, and I'll name the trailer what we hope happens in 2025.
Yeah.
All right,
just political talk.
let's end this shit.
Yeah, my sides are sweaty.
Yeah, we need to get
I
up
can
and
tell.
stretch. I need to get Sharky home.
I need to get my bowel movement moved in a different direction.
See,